Well, when you will join. I'm here with Lodewijk. We're in front of Anne Frank's house, and we're gonna be doing outreach together. So you're in it for that, huh?
Yeah, Chip and I were playing squash, and normally we go for lunch afterwards, but he said, like, let's go do some outreach.
There we go.
Okay, well, why not? So here I am. So are we gonna do an Anne Frank style outreach? Like,
What's Anne Frank's style?
well, I mean, there's links between Anne Frank and what happened to the Jews and what happened to the animals. Even though, if so many people get upset when you talk about those links.
Yeah.
But maybe if we do it in a subtle way, right, then we can make that link. Even just by asking a bunch of questions like, what do you think? What do you think about what happened to Anne Frank? Just very open-ended question like that, People are gonna say, oh, it's horrible, etc.
Yeah, we could definitely discuss about oppression here. We can definitely pick up the talk.
We can ask like why was it a bad thing,
Yeah.
taking away the freedom.
You guys want to try a social experiment? Yeah, we can ask them. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see who bites. Hey, Rich Smith. Hello. A bit earlier than usual, but
Let's see if people are assertive enough to cross the street to actually meet us here.
Yeah, that's the question. And if not, we might need to move.
Then we cross the street and get them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. Hi. They look so shy, huh?
Yeah, it's always the
Interested but
beginning is
shy.
always difficult. Once somebody starts speaking, everybody else is like, "Oh, I wonder what's going on there." And they wanna try
Then
it
they
also.
line up. I've seen them line
Yeah.
up in front of your stand.
Yeah, they do that. They do that. Yeah.
I think also because you look so professional,
I
with
look so
your-
professional?
with your setup.
Do I?
Yeah, you look like a proper YouTuber on the street, actually.
What's up, guys? Would you like
Yeah.
to try a social experiment? No camera.
On camera.
Yeah. There's no camera here. Do you see a camera?
He's afraid that it will eat his soul.
Yeah. Oh, look at this, guys. Border rye. Oh, but it's maybe it's vegetables.
That's vegetables.
Yeah.
Those are on our side.
Those are on our side. Well, not if they, all the crop deaths and stuff.
Yeah. And what about the insects?
Yeah. That's
What
pretty-
about the insects? You hypocrite.
Yeah.
How dare you eat vegetables?
I think if we don't get anybody in like 10 minutes, maybe we move on the other side right here because it's a good place also to sit.
Sure.
Yes, this is the Netherlands. We are here. Actually, hold that mic.
It's great weather, guys. Enjoying it.
I'm gonna grab this one.
Maybe some of the last beautiful days in Amsterdam.
It is pretty sunny though.
Hey. If I had more time, we could go boating today, but unfortunately, we should do the live stream on a boat once.
That would be a good one, yeah.
Hello. Want to come talk to us?
That's how it starts.
I think they're daring each other to talk to us.
Yeah. We're just waiting to see what's happening. I should also have on the sign that we're just having conversations with people. I think that would be helpful.
That's pretty much what it says, right? Oh, well, you're doing the social experiment. Oh, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, social experiment. Yeah.
Come talk to me, but they don't know exactly what the social experiment implies. Maybe
Yeah.
they think we're gonna kiss or something. I don't know.
Right. You're gonna make them eat shit.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, hello.
We recorded on social media.
Yeah, we're live on YouTube. Are you guys okay
Live on
being live?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Let's see the embarrassment.
What are you,
Oh,
what are you
wait,
guys
wait.
up to?
1 second before we go. We gotta come, since you're a lot more people, can you come here so that you're in view? Nice, love it.
So what are you guys up to?
Just arrived in Amsterdam now. Have a walk around.
Where are you from?
Enjoy the.
We
the
study in
sun.
Rotterdam.
Oh, okay.
We're from everywhere in the world.
From everywhere.
Yeah,
Nice.
we're international students.
Ireland. Nice.
Nice.
Italians.
Indian.
Were you about to visit Anne Frank?
Yeah, but apparently,
Probably not.
I went before, it's good, but like, you have to book in advance, like.
Yeah.
What
Do you
do you
know?
guys do?
Do you know what Anne Frank was persecuted for?
She was Jewish,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was during the Reich period.
Yeah, it wasn't Jewish as a religion, but Jewish as an ethnicity, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think discriminating
That's how they
based?
were considered,
Yeah. Do you think discriminating based on ethnicity is bad?
Yeah, of course.
of course, it's
Of course. Yeah, of course. What else? Like, what else you should not discriminate based on? Like, should you discriminate based on skin
Gender,
color,
age,
gender?
Religion,
Sexuality.
beliefs,
No, anything.
country of
How?
origin.
Okay, and here's a difficult one where most people disagree. Should you discriminate based on species?
Is there a species?
Yeah.
What do you mean by species?
probably not.
Animal species?
Based on
There's no
species,
human
yeah. You're
species.
human, right?
Yeah, there is no human species.
No,
We
but
have-
like, should you discriminate how you treat somebody based on the species that they're in? Take for instance, if somebody's born a dog, you might be inclined to give them love, to give them hugs, to give them walks. But if somebody's born a cow, you might be inclined to, cut their throat and eat their flesh.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think it's fair to discriminate based on species?
no,
Yeah,
but I
no,
think
no.
it's culture.
Yeah. Well, was it not culture when Anne Frank suffered the discrimination that she did?
Yeah, but then I think when we are Homo sapiens, I think it's a different discussion. And then you're trying to compare Homo sapien to a different species, which is a different comparison. I
Yeah.
don't think you can make it as an honest conversation.
But
Why not?
are we like what makes the difference then? Is it that we are smarter? Is it that we
Yeah, I think we are more sentient than any other species.
more
I don't
sentient?
think this is true though, to be honest.
No,
Like,
we're all
animals,
sentient,
Like,
yeah.
you see all the animals that are in
Yeah,
like
yeah, there
factory
are
farms, like they
dolphins,
suffer so
sure,
much,
that's
like
more-
Yeah.
they're getting like just discriminated against, like
Yeah.
Exactly.
like they live like horrible lives, like so. Yeah, I don't think this should be happening. Like I'm not necessarily against people like not eating meat at all. Like maybe if you have like a farm, like a small farm, like some animals, like you let them live their life. Like this is one way to like eat meat, but like industrial farming is not like like that's like a whole another level. Like
It's another type of discussion.
Yeah. I mean, I think for the sake of capitalizing on the meat industry, sure, it's probably very hazardous for the animals. But like he said, if it's in a contained situation, I'm not completely against.
You're not against farming of animals,
No.
I am for farming of animals.
but
for consumption.
are you against farming humans?
No,
You're not against farming humans also. So you're
farming in what sense?
farming in the sense of controlling the breeding process and controlling the death
And
process.
then eating their meat.
Yeah, I think humans have a different dignity other than.
Can you name what the difference is that justifies the difference in treatment?
I think it's that, it's all started from the nutrition chain that we were born with when we were primitives,
Yeah.
and we were eating animals. And I agree that intensive farming that's not good
Why is intensive farming bad then?
How
because
you treat
of
them, the
animal
condition they
suffering.
live in.
Well, actually, we
What
have
they eat,
a study
it's
from
not
Germany.
natural.
We have a study from Germany from 3,900 dairy farms, showing that animal welfare index is the same on large farms versus small farms. So if you think that animals are not having a good time on a large farm, on a factory farm, then logically speaking, scientifically speaking, you should have a problem with small farms, since they have the same welfare index on small
And
farms.
what do you suggest should be done?
Well, let's no longer enslave, oppress, exploit animals. We can live without consuming their flesh, their secretions. We don't need to bring them into existence only to treat them like objects and use them, do we?
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like good meat alternatives now. Like I eat,
Exactly.
like, fake chicken and it's the same. Like
Yeah, we
Right.
have.
I mean, since we have the alternatives, like why would we continue doing this? Let's say I have one cow and I treat it really well. I back rubs and everything, and it has lots of space and friends and so on. And I'm eating vegan every day, and I'm perfectly fine eating vegan, right? I have it's economical for me to be vegan. I'm super healthy to be being vegan, and then one day I feel like, you know what? Instead of like a veggie burger, I'll just eat a cow burger today, just because it tastes a little bit better to me today. Do you think then it would be justified to just kill that one cow just because today I feel like not eating vegan?
Yeah, no. I agree with the logic of it completely. Like,
Yeah.
I was vegetarian for like 5 years. I stopped like recently because I was having some health issues. But like, now I'm eating meat every now and again, and like, I kind of like put it to the back of my mind, the reality of it, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to think about it, but like in reality, it's like it's horrible, like what's actually happening. You know?
Sure, yeah.
It's like I think the issue is like it's just so available. There's meat everywhere. You know, like you can go into any supermarket, like any street, like anywhere in the world, and you can buy meat. So the fact that it's there means like there's so many farms, there's so many animals being killed all the time. So I think that's like,
Yeah.
the big issue of it. You know.
So that's why we're here having conversations, right? Because we want to have this.
Argument.
Right, and I saw you nodding like a little bit in the Indian way, right? Like it might be yes, it might be no, but in the situation of the cow, what do you think?
Sorry?
In the situation that I just presented with the cow, what do you think?
I'm not a Hindu. I'm a Christian, so for me, it's
Okay.
not like a deity. So I think that if that was the question you're trying to.
Not necessarily,
I'm-
just
I'm
in the
saying, like,
situation of
would-
an innocent animal, like
okay.
the idea.
Innocent animal, I don't need to eat it. I'm just gonna eat it because I feel like it.
Yeah, I think it
Is
comes back to
that
his
justified? Do you think?
I don't know. I think it comes back to his point that culture that you're brought up to.
Yeah, let's say it's my culture to do so. Let's say I'm the one vegan. Everybody around me is doing it, and it's totally fine. It's legal and so on. Do you think it's justified to do it?
Yeah.
You're vegan?
No,
To eat that cow that had a good life, etc. Just because I feel like I've been vegan for 25 years, and I can just continue being vegan. But instead, that day I decide, you know, I'm gonna eat that cow because I just feel like. Do you think it's justified?
Well,
I mean, I
if
think
you
that's
can
what
be
we
a
do.
vegan in a omnivorous society, you can be an omnivore in a vegan society.
Yeah, but that wasn't my question, right? My question is it justified?
that means it
Should
does.
we
Is it
justify
fair? Is it fair towards
Like,
the
For
animal?
example, you can argue that avocado is being brought up from South America to here, and millions of bees are killed in the process, and also the economic cost of it. So
Right.
would be
So-
argued.
So you're-
Avocados. Yeah, so this avocado argument is an interesting one because I don't think you know enough about it to speak about it. I'm not going to be, I'm going to try not to be a dick about it, but it's just an argument that you've heard somewhere, and it really is.
yeah, we
First of
all-
all,
we
it's
know
not.
this
First of all, it's nonsensical because in reality, even importing an avocado from a different country all over the world, flying it here, the carbon footprint is actually smaller than consuming meat. Than local meat. So it's still better to fly in an avocado in a plane and then eat that, environmentally speaking. But we're not speaking about the environment here. We're speaking about animal rights and not violating their rights.
Yeah, animal
Because at the end of the day, if you weren't intelligent enough, if you had a cognitive disability that would mean you are just as intelligent as any of these animals, I don't think you should lose your rights simply because you're having a cognitive impairment or something, right? I still think you should have the right to exist, to decide for your body, the right to for somebody, if they're doing something to you, that they protect your interests, not look after their own interests, not somebody to take advantage of you and use you how they want to just because they're more intelligent than you. You see, we built a society where we don't say if we're more intelligent, then all of a sudden we have the right to do whatever we want to somebody who's less intelligent. We say everybody deserves rights. So why wouldn't we extend that to the animals who suffer, who feel, who dream, who have emotions, who have aspirations, just like we do?
So we should stop eating meat. That all the world,
Yeah.
everybody in the world should stop.
100%, yeah. Just like everybody in the world should stop
If you
slavery.
can.
Yeah.
Why not?
Eating. Why not? It's true.
Yeah.
It's everything is true, but why shouldn't I? Like,
Why should you is the question, and why should you is because why would you discriminate against an animal just because it's maybe less intelligent than you?
So millions and millions of years ago, they were discriminating. What?
Millions of years ago, they were doing what they were doing to survive, right? Now, today it's 2025, you're in Amsterdam, you are going to go to a restaurant afterwards, and there are plenty of vegan options for you to pick. They are just as expensive or cheap, however you want to see it, and they're just as nutritious. So there's absolutely no reason to pick an animal-based product for you, right? I'm not talking about what people had to do a million years ago to survive. We can't judge that,
For
right?
example, kids growing up when they're babies, shouldn't they eat meat?
No,
or-
babies should not eat meat anyway.
I have
No,
a
kids,
I have
like,
a
no-
daughter,
no babies,
and she's
babies, like-
growing up vegan, and that's totally
She-
fine. Yeah.
is she-
We have
she
studies for that
supplements,
also.
And I'm a machine learning engineer. He's a software
yeah,
engineer.
yeah, of
Yeah,
course,
we know
yeah,
what
yeah.
we're doing. You know, we're looking
Yeah.
into the science. He's a nutritionist. Also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, like you can imagine, like as a father, he wouldn't risk the life of his child for some form of a principle.
logically,
like
yes.
obviously, so we have empirical data about this, and let's imagine that even in a situation where for kids it would be difficult to be vegan, that wouldn't be your special scenario. That wouldn't be your scenario. That wouldn't be the responsibility that you guys have.
Yeah.
Because only when you walk, when you make choices, you are responsible for the choices that you're making. And all we're saying over here is that if you can choose to not oppress an animal, to not exploit them, to not treat them like an object, why would you ever choose to do so? And I understand it can feel like, well, taste, texture, pleasure, convenience, culture, everything that we've been doing it. But are these really good enough justifications to treat a sentient being like an object?
Yeah, that's arguable. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Can you see the comparison also between what's happened to Anne Frank and what is happening to the animals?
Personally, I do not.
No.
I don't know.
Again, I think
What do you think happened to Anne Frank? Let's talk about that. Just give me some words. What do you think happened to her?
she was persecuted for being
Go there as well.
I mean, she was persecuted for being
That chip guy.
Persecuted. Yeah.
That chip guy.
For what?
for being a certain ethnicity.
Yeah, for being a certain ethnicity. Yeah. And then they killed her in a camp, right? They brought her to some type of slaughterhouse for Jews, right?
It
And-
comes from the same mentality. That's the point,
They
right?
were
Yeah, I
It comes
understand.
from-
I think
like
where
it
we
was a
diverges
torture.
between
And
The
so
final point was not eating them.
No, but it
There
doesn't
was-
matter whether you eat them or not because the justification comes the same way. They are inferior to me, therefore
why
I
is it different? Like, what's
think
the
humans
just
are
because
different.
just
I
because
think
humans
Enjoyed
are
the
different?
conversation, but I do notice our friends are leaving, so I think we should probably go as well.
Sure, let me give you guys some
Thank you
cards.
very much.
Hey, thank you for having this conversation. I'll give you the card.
conversations we had. It was very compelling. Sorry.
So I'll give you this card. I'll just tell you real quick. On these cards, there's a documentary called Dominion. Dominion. It shows what you're paying for. Maybe give that a watch to learn because
Yeah.
you might not be okay with it. Just to learn. It's you know. I think the most important thing is get informed because these industries will sell you whatever lie you need to hear so that you buy their products. We're not in it for the money. We're here for the animals. Okay?
And maybe one day you will see that we're all brothers and sisters, not just human beings, but also animals, right?
Oh, that's great what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all the same.
We're all the same.
Nobody chose to get born in a certain body,
Yeah.
you know. Whether
Is it
you're a
true
cow
that you-
or a human or
You should
whatever.
supplement if you don't eat meat or not.
Only B12.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys very much.
Okay.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. How did you feel about that conversation?
It's a little bit disappointing that people don't want to see the comparison, like the overlap, right? Because it's so stuck in the mindset that humans are different. So there's this big division between humans and animals, and it's almost impossible for these people to cross it. At least today, maybe they'll have to think about it. And
I have the mic here, by the way. You don't have to hold it.
okay.
So how many people do you think are going to get the comparison today?
Such a
Do you think
Question for my
do you think
conscience.
anybody's gonna get it? Because I feel like not
I
a lot.
hope so.
You
I have good hope.
You have good hope.
Yeah, let's say
I hope so too. Yeah.
Hi, Dutch English?
English, please.
English. So I'm Lawrence.
Hi, I'm Chip.
I work with the Anne Frank House.
Yeah.
I was told to just ask what you guys were doing. Like,
We're just doing an experiment, having conversations with people. I'm
Okay.
live on YouTube also, by the way. You're not in the camera right now,
It's
but
no
yeah.
problem to me.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
it. We're just having conversations
Yeah.
with people.
Seems
We're
okay.
a peaceful thing. We're actually talking about Anne Frank also, so there you
I
go.
love what you guys are doing, and I appreciate it. And I support
Thank you.
it as well. I hope you guys have a nice day.
Cheers, you too.
he loves what we're doing. I don't think he knew what we were doing.
No, he didn't. But he loves what we're doing.
Yeah,
That's
he
okay.
loves it anyway. I learned this at some point. Like, never give a fake compliment to people because they pick up on it, and it's worse than actually just
Yeah.
not saying it.
How insane would it be? Like, yeah, we're speaking about Anne Frank. Oh, I love what you guys are doing. Yeah, we were actually saying
Yeah.
what happened to Anne Frank was okay. What?
Yeah, for all he knows,
Yeah.
like we're some misogynists,
Yeah,
assholes,
he doesn't
you
know who we
talking
are.
about
Yeah.
how we hate women or something like that. you
Yeah.
know, like
We don't, everybody.
typical.
We don't. No,
we don't. We love women.
We
They're
love
better- they're-
women, men,
Women
everybody.
are better than us.
I don't know. Whatever
I
gender
feel-
you have, I don't care.
It's all men who go to war. I don't know. I respect women a lot.
I do think that women would be better in a position of leadership. I think women
Yeah.
make better leaders. I'll give you that. I think women make better leaders. I think men are good soldiers. Because we just follow
yeah,
rules.
but that's the
It's what-
problem. We're better at maybe, I don't know. No, I'm not gonna even finish my sentence because it's just stupid. Sorry, no.
That's
But
okay.
Women are great.
Yeah, you don't have to finish. You want some sunscreen?
Yeah. Let's do it. So I'm holding this mic, but is it necessary? Is it even on?
It is
Or
on.
is it
Yeah.
for the audience?
It is on.
Okay.
It is necessary. I do have a microphone also on me, so it is almost. It's not necessary. It's kind of as necessary as animal products are.
I was a bit disappointed in the Indian guy also because India is the country of ahimsa. But then he said also he's not a Hindu, he's a Christian, which is actually very uncommon for Indians. I
Yeah.
know that there's some in Himachal Pradesh.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
northern
You,
province.
you-
I've seen some churches there, but it's very uncommon.
Yeah, but you have this thing of ahimsa. I know you believe in it, and I think if you're born into it, I think you just realize that it's all the same. It's all religion at the end of the day, you know.
But ahimsa is not a religion, right?
Yeah, but it's
Ahimsa is a principle.
It's a principle from a religion, isn't it?
Right, but that doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter where the principle is from. The principle is just the principle. The principle is non-violence, right?
Fair enough.
Don't be violent. That's all ahimsa is, I think.
Ah,
And
okay.
I've seen people rant against ahimsa because, yeah, basically it's weaponized, right, by religions and then they have like stupid rules around.
You wanna
it
come
and so
closer
on.
so that we see the chat?
But the idea of ahimsa is pretty good, right?
Non-violence, hell
it's
yeah.
just non-violence. That's all it is.
What could be wrong about that, huh?
Right.
Non-violence.
As much as possible, though, because of course,
Yeah, certain
if
situations might
somebody
go.
goes and does what they do to Anne Frank, I would become a soldier. At least I hope so. It's very hard to say what you would
Yeah.
do in these situations.
Well, you might need to get ready these days, huh? Because in the U.S. they're making concentration camps for immigrants.
Oh yeah, it's going downhill in the U.S.
It is, yeah, sadly.
But I'm not that pessimistic that I actually feel like World War III is coming.
Somebody's saying you can thrive on an animal-based diet. You can also thrive on a plant-based diet, brother.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
That's the whole point of it.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you?
But we're gonna need to go a little bit further from like where this here. Yeah, perfect. So, what's your name, by the way?
It's Terry.
Terry. Chip. Nice to meet you.
Chip.
Lobo.
Lobo.
Where are you from? UK?
Yeah.
Nice.
From the UK.
Are you visiting the Anne Frank Museum
Well,
today?
of course we haven't booked it, so we can't get in.
Oh.
Too bad.
Too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
No problem.
What do you know about Anne Frank? What do you know happened to her?
Oh, quite a lot. Well, she was kept here for not sure for how long, but a couple of years, was it?
Yeah.
In the attic somewhere in a hidden trapdoor, and of course she eventually got sent to Auschwitz. And perished.
Do you think it's okay to discriminate based on ethnicity? Because that's what happened to her, right? She was
Yeah, of
discriminated
course I
for
don't.
being
No,
Jewish.
I'm horrified and fascinated by the Second World War because my father fought in the Second World War in the desert, the African desert, and it's always frightened me from being a child the upsurge of right-wing ideologies like we're seeing now. It's really terrifying.
It's terrifying. But why do you think it's wrong to discriminate based on ethnicity, for example?
Because because we're all part of the human race, and it's so arbitrary. It wasn't that; it could be something else. And it
It's
should-
arbitrary, isn't it?
Yeah, it's arbitrary.
Is race also just as arbitrary, discriminating based on race?
Well, you can't. You can't help which race you're born.
Yeah.
Or anything, can you? So no.
discriminating on sex is also arbitrary, right? That doesn't really make sense.
Historically, very
Yeah,
deep,
yeah.
deep historically.
And there are differences between sexes.
Yeah.
We just don't think that those differences are worth the discrimination, right?
It's not about discriminating, it's about differentiating in some way, isn't it? Recognizing differences, but not
Yeah.
not having power over from one or the other.
And it's that we want, we can see the differences, but we don't want a difference in treatment, right? Just because this person is another sex or another race,
Of course.
that doesn't give us the right to treat them as lesser, right? Yeah.
No, absolutely
And,
not.
and here comes the difficult part, because do you think we're discriminating based on species? Like if somebody's born a dog, take for instance, we think, hell, they need to be loved, they need to be taken care of. But if somebody's born a cow, then we say, impregnate them, take away their babies, kill them, and do everything that we want to them.
It's very deeply philosophical, that, isn't it? And we're also part of a food chain which has become industrialized.
Well, part of a food chain, you can also justify discriminating based on ethnicity and call it food chain, because in nature, the strong eats the weak no matter what you want to do.
Yeah.
So if I'm stronger than you, essentially you're saying that it's justified for me to kill you?
No, I'm talking about the literal food chain of what we eat, we can eat, and as opposed to sort of
Well, we can eat dogs also.
Metaphorical food chain about the strong and the weak. That's just because we're strong. We don't eat animals just because we're stronger than them. It's because we want to eat beef or pork or chicken
Or dogs?
or dog. But we have there's also a revulsion, isn't there, against dogs and lizards and things like that in the West, whereas in parts of the East it's all right.
Yeah, well said, yeah. And do you think that is justified? That culture justifies the difference in treatment to these animals? Just because people in the East think differently about it?
No,
Dogs
no.
can be mistreated in the East, and in the West they
No,
can be...
you can't. If it's all relative, isn't it, in our minds about what we're used to? Because if I say then yes, it's okay to discriminate, and those in the East are doing wrong by doing that, then vegans will say, or Buddhists will say, well, it's wrong to kill any animal.
Right.
So it's all relative, isn't it?
Right.
So no, it's
Well, we're saying not that it's wrong to kill animals, we're saying that it's wrong to enslave animals. Do you think it's wrong to enslave animals? That means keeping them captive against their will and doing with their body whatever you want.
Industrialized food. No, it's not right, is it? Where they're kept in pens and some chickens have to end up eating each other and things like this. No, it's not right at all, no.
But if you keep them in a nice place, if you give them a big room, then killing them is
Well,
justified?
If you put them out in fields and have a natural, and then that's part of what I would call the natural food chain.
But do you think you need to consume animal products?
To consume animal products.
Do you need to consume animal products?
Yeah.
Uh,
Can you be healthy without eating animal products?
I don't know.
Well, I'm a certified nutritionist. We have data, we have empirical evidence, and you can definitely be healthy on a plant-based diet. You don't need anything that, nowadays, anything that you can get on an animal-based diet, you can get on a plant-based diet. So wouldn't that make the idea of killing an animal for an optional product wrong?
I could possibly make a plant-based product, argue against plant-based products that they are made industrially with ingredients which are not necessarily great for you because because of the industrial process they pull it from.
What about
things like
red meat
this.
being carcinogenic then? What about white meat being carcinogenic also? What about all of these health outcomes that show that eating animal products actually leads to worse health outcomes? So, and it actually shows that eating even the highly processed plant-based foods is better than eating animal products.
Well, I've read, unless it's just put out there by the press, but I've read the same being said about plant-based products that they
Can you show me?
People vegans. No, can you show me?
My phone is
can
over
I
there, but
interject?
I can show you evidence. Yes, I have
Yeah,
that
I can
evidence.
show you
Can
evidence.
I interject for a second?
Sure.
Like, because let's assume that he's right for
Yeah.
a second. You know, let's
Okay.
because we don't know. You can go and show evidence to each other. I don't think it's.
No, I am right.
So okay, let's assume that this is right. Let's assume
yeah,
that,
fine, that's all right.
that,
Yeah,
that,
go ahead,
that
go ahead,
from
yeah.
now on you could live vegan,
Yeah.
and that means you actually are going to be just as healthy, if not healthier, and it's going to cost pretty much the same, right? Let's
Yeah.
assume that that is the
Yeah.
case. Is there then still a justification to do this to these animals? Because ultimately it's a discrimination, right? In the way that we discriminated against Anne Frank and the Jews, now we're discriminating against
No.
animals.
Did you choose to be born human?
Uh,
You didn't choose to be born human. A cow didn't choose to be born a cow. Yet you seem to think that is she your wife?
everything is random.
Had she had her personality been born in the shape of a
nihilism,
cow, you would have
Well,
said
we're
it's
talking
okay to
about-
exploit and kill
talking
her.
about sort of random, selection here.
Right.
It's not. They're individuals. At the end of the
Well, I
day,
think
you're an
It's talking
individual.
about nihilism, right?
I don't know if he's talking about nihilism. I don't know what he's
think,
talking about.
we choose, as humans, we're cogent and we're all self-seeking at the end of the day. We seek our own, for example, our own opinions or our own beliefs. We seek
Oh
to
no,
do
not at
that.
all. I'm actually a critical thinker. I don't do that.
So
But
am I. So am I. Yeah.
so
Right.
so wait. So you as a critical thinker
Yeah.
think you cannot be healthy on a plant-based diet?
No, I don't think that. I'm saying
Okay,
what I'm
let's
gonna-
assume-
Wait a minute.
let's assume
How
first-
are you as a critical thinker thinking you cannot be? How do you explain the existence of millions of people who have been vegan for tens of years? How do you explain their existence as a critical thinker? Since you can since you're saying that they can't be
I was
healthy.
going to say that we're self-seeking as humans and we want the best for ourselves, not necessarily the logical best, but what we consider the best. So the best diet, a balanced diet. We want the taste, we want the enjoyment out of life that we get from a balanced food diet.
Do you think that scientists could figure out whether a vegan diet is healthy for you or not? Or, let's look at all mortality, health outcomes, look at how much cancer they're getting, what kind of diseases. Do you think that we could do large scale studies, let's say 70, 90,000 vegans, we follow them for 30 years and then we see how they do compared to people of kind of the same modalities over time? Do you think that scientists could do that?
You're going to tell me that it's already been done.
It's already
and,
been done, But do you think that if they do that and they publish a study on that or publish multiple studies?
I think
that-
even if you do that, say that it's more healthy, and
Yeah.
it's like saying don't smoke. People smoke because they choose to smoke.
Right.
But this is a
And
little bit
that's not-
different
that's
because
not
this
the
isn't
question,
about your
right?
health. This is about the fact that innocent sentient beings are oppressed. Like what we're saying is that you can be healthy consuming animal products, you can be healthy not consuming animal products. The only difference is that when you choose to consume animal products, you're choosing to oppress an innocent sentient being. Would you be willing to oppress a human being who has the intellectual capacity of an animal?
Of course not.
Okay, so then what's the
I
difference?
don't want to eat him either.
So what's the difference then between an intellectually challenged human being and an animal that justifies the difference in treatment?
What we do is we've been educated or told that humans are we're put at the top of the
Food chain.
pile, the top
Apex
of
predators.
the apex of everything.
So we have power over everyone. Does that mean that we can justify doing whatever we want to them?
Yeah.
Okay,
We're at the top, so now we can do whatever we want.
So
Is
the
that
logical conclusion to what we're saying is that by choosing to eat meat, it's unjustified.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Just like choosing to oppress anybody else based on how they're born is unjustified.
I think these
You can't answer the question, what is the morally significant difference between a human being and an animal that justifies the difference in treatment?
because animals don't have the same they don't have the same way of thinking as we.
So if we find an animal who has the same cognitive abilities as a human being, an intellectually challenged human being, if we find a human being who has this
cannot
capability,
think like us, right?
yeah, who thinks exactly like
Is it
an animal,
then justified to barbecue them? I mean, I live across the street of my house. There's a mentally challenged home there, And there are people there
Mhm.
that are,
Yeah.
you know, on the level of some animals. I can tell you, you know. So I don't think it's justified to go eat them, you know. And I also don't need to because I've not eaten meat in
Of course-
25 years.
of
Why
course
would
we
I
wouldn't-
now
we
all of a
wouldn't
sudden
eat
start,
them,
right?
And I wouldn't also say that we're on the same level as some animals. You mean
Yeah.
in terms of they're badly disabled, and we still treat them
But they're also
So what's the
better
difference
in some
then?
ways,
the
right?
same. Okay.
It seems like you really want to focus on this extrinsic value pattern, but the idea of extrinsic value is, take for instance you as a stranger and me as a stranger to you. I have very little value to you and you have very little value to me, right? Like if I,
No, it's not correct.
well, it is
not
because
correct.
let me put it this way: if in a month I die, it's not going to affect you too much, just like it's not going to affect me too much if you die.
Yeah, but
It's
if-
nothing.
If you
It's
die
not because.
now, I'd be very affected.
Of
by it.
course, because you just talked to me. But the whole point of it, also, if a cow that's in front of you is dying just right at this moment, you'll be affected just like it is, just like you would be of a human being. But
Sure
that's not the
about that.
point. The point is that it's not the extrinsic value that matters. Because if you derive your morals from extrinsic value, then you should say whatever the Nazis did to Anne Frank is moral because they considered her as less valuable simply because she was born of a different ethnicity. Because they said, well, we measure external value, we measured her ethnicity as being not worthy. Is it logical? No. Is it arbitrary? Yes. But it's just as illogical and as arbitrary as saying somebody born into a different species is worth
No,
exploiting and killing
That's not the
just
way-
because I want
That's
to.
not the way we have ever thought about things like fishing, eating fish,
Yeah.
anything like this.
Can you change?
It's always been throughout
Right.
history that we've done that, and that
Is it
So
possible
does
that
that
we've been
mean-
thinking of something wrong? Is it possible that throughout our history we've been doing something
well,
wrong?
we just to become herbivores again.
Well, throughout our history, women didn't have rights up until 100 years ago,
Okay,
did they?
okay.
And throughout our history, we
Well,
thought it was all okay to not
thanks
give
for-
women
Can I
rights.
ask you a
Oh,
final question
yeah.
though? Just yes or no.
Yeah.
Do you see the comparison between what we did to Anne Frank and what we're doing to animals?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured.
Have a nice day.
I figured. I told you not a lot of people
Yeah,
are going to
no.
see this
Okay,
comparison.
bye bye.
Thank you.
That's just too bad. And also, like, this man was pointless because he was
Yeah.
just like, we've been thinking about it forever in this way. He said it a couple of times.
Also, he called himself a critical thinker. No, he's not.
Did he call himself a
Yeah,
critical?
he said, I'm a critical thinker too. Well, I can show you studies
yeah, he
also.
said too, yeah.
Yeah, show me.
Oh my
show me the studies. I will show you. I have the study saved on my phone right now. I can show you.
And we went into good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, that was good. That was
But
good.
this guy was impossible.
He was
because he was just
impossible.
like, we've been like this forever, and I'm gonna be like this forever. You know.
Remember
That
to
was-
hit that like, everyone, and subscribe if you're new. Hello, Kimi Cat, Jake Lagatare. Hello, awesome people. You know Lodevijk? I don't know if you know Lodevijk. I'm sure you know
Hello.
Lodevijk. Yeah. He did say something about nihilistic, right?
Yeah, he made a very nihilistic remark, like everything is just random, you know.
Yeah.
And then I thought, like, okay, he's coming with a nihilism argument, but then I don't think he actually knew what nihilism meant because he didn't react to it, and honestly, he didn't seem too smart, to be honest.
I don't know if he seems smart or just the cognitive dissonance instantly blocked him.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it just seems pretty dumb to me when people go like, when the argument literally is, we've been doing this forever, you know? Or he's, you know, he even said it different. He said like, we've been thinking about this like this forever.
Yeah, as if that's somehow
And that-
justified.
like, how can you make an argument like that? You know?
That's not-
It's just complete BS argument. You know?
Well, at the end of the day, he couldn't make the difference between human beings and animals. Well, he said we think differently, and when you equalize it to humans, nope.
Yeah, because we're different. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I understand that we're different, but does that mean that we should also treat them differently? You know? Of course, we shouldn't give them voting rights. Doesn't make sense, but.
Oh, there's another person in the chat who doesn't understand the comparison. Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's very easy.
Yeah.
We're all living beings, right? We're
Sentient beings.
sentient beings, right? And we have lots of differences, even between humans, right? There are people like Einstein probably look down on us mere mortals as, you know, pretty unintelligent. And then there's even more unintelligent people. There are also mentally handicapped persons and so on. And then why should we treat them differently, right? We shouldn't treat them differently. At least we should give them basic rights, right? Like, it doesn't mean that we're gonna give a Nobel Prize to somebody who is mentally challenged, but why should we go out and then allow punching them in the face or so? You know, like, oh, this person is more stupid than me. Let's punch them in the face. And so the same argument just applies to animals, right?
Yeah.
And Peter Singer actually said it best. He says, like, it doesn't matter which species they're from. It just matters that they can suffer like us.
Yeah, the capacity to...
Right.
Well, for me, it's not even the capacity to suffer. It's the subjective experience that matters. Even if you cannot suffer, I still think you deserve moral consideration as long as you can have a subjective experience of the world.
Right. And there, of course, there are subtleties, you know, like, because, you know, can you claim that a mosquito is conscious or something like that? You know, we could go into hardcore debate mode about, like, you know, consciousness and what it means on that level, and at you know, where are the thresholds and so on. But all of that doesn't really matter, because we're talking about pigs, we're talking about cows, we're talking about chickens, you know, and these animals simply do not deserve that treatment, you know. I mean, I think pigs are like the number 4, depending on how you measure, most intelligent creature on the planet, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're very smart, and they have like one of the worst treatments on this planet ever. And
Putting
all that
gas
we're
chambers.
saying is that just because they're pigs doesn't mean that you can treat them in any way that you want. We should have some basic respect for all living beings, right?
Yep.
And apparently that's missing.
That's missing. I wish we could have pushed a little bit more about his views on dogs and the difference there, because I think he would have said, well, it's cultural for me to not eat dogs, and then it's okay. So then I really wanted to make, like, okay, so the culture changes. There's a culture shift, like it's happening now with the right-wing movement. Culture changes, and all of a sudden it becomes okay to eat dogs. Are you going to start eating dogs? It's probably going to say no. So you see, it's not culture.
Yeah, that's a good one. I also thought maybe asking him, like, which culture do you prefer for dogs? The one from the East or the one from the West, you know? And then he would say, well, the one from the West,
Yeah.
right? Because we treat dogs so nicely in the West. Okay, now let's pretend that for whatever reason, in the East, we treat pigs really well. And in the West, well, we treat them like shit, you know, everybody knows that. So which one do you now prefer, the East or the West? He would go with the East, because he prefers, you know, everybody prefers all living beings, maybe except for some psychopaths, you know, to be treated well. And killing somebody if they don't want to die is not well, you know, it's not well treatment, that's violence.
I really want to see a Christian come. I'm ready for a Christian.
And then even beside the point of killing, like, we treat them so poorly. Everybody, you know, also this guy and the last guy
Yeah.
also was against industrial farming.
Yeah.
But then they eat meat, you know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're like against it, as in,
Against,
oh, I condone it.
yeah.
I don't like what's happening there. I'm still gonna pay for it. Of
I'm
course.
gonna pay for it, but I'm against it. Yeah. We could have gone down that and, like, just trying to get this guy to go vegan, but just make him consistent with his own values. Okay, you're not gonna eat industrial animal products? Okay, so you should be vegan then here in Amsterdam, because whatever you're gonna buy from the shop, unless maybe you're gonna look very, very hard, maybe you can find some non-industrial animal products.
It's a good point.
But,
Yeah.
like, you go to any restaurant here and you buy an animal product, it's coming from an industrial farm.
100%, yeah.
100%.
Like, what was it? I read this article that in the Netherlands now, I think 80% of farms have over 300 cows or something like that. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's like most of them.
And as you said, like, even the small ones aren't even that much better, you know. We pretend like, oh, these cows in these smaller farms have it better. Well, they're
don't.
just smaller farms with less cows, you know.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I like how people think, because there's also an interesting study that I found yesterday about animal sentience, and it essentially talks about the pitfall of what we do to farms. And it talks about how wrong it is that we always just think that they need space, but they need engagement, intellectual engagement also. Like
Right.
they need stimulation also. Like it's so insane that we think only we need stimulation because we're intelligent. Sure.
Right, just put them on a square
Yeah.
grass field with some
Hi.
barbed wire around it. Hello.
You wanna try it?
Yeah, you gotta find out.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
You walked into the screen already, so I think so.
What should I do? I speak English only. I don't speak your language.
That's fine.
Sure.
Let's come a little bit here, and that's it. Perfect. So, what's your name?
Marina. Marina.
Marina. I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
I'm
you.
Lobo. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So we're here. We're speaking. We're animal rights activists. We fight for animals. How do you feel about animals?
Okay. I don't. So I should I should talk like an animal.
No. How do
about
you
me?
feel
You
about
are an
animals?
animal, but
Oh,
Yeah.
I love them, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible to love animals while at the same time pay for them to be treated like objects and killed?
Oh yes, of course. I think so.
It's possible to do the same time.
To the same time, I don't know.
Like if
It could
somebody,
be rather complicated, but
let's say it like this: if somebody says that they love you, are you going to expect that they're going to treat you like an object and kill you?
I don't think so.
You
I
don't
don't
think so?
expect so, but it happens.
Yeah, but it happens, and when it happens, you condone it. You think it's bad, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Do you think we should be treating animals like objects?
I don't think so. I have dogs and cats, so I don't treat them like that.
Do you think that maybe cows, chickens, pigs, sheep are treated like objects?
Yeah, a little bit. I
A little
think
bit.
So.
Do you support this industry that's treating animals like objects?
Oh, I can support that. I can avoid to do the same thing. I can tell somebody who does that not to do that, or to the no to go to the or if I assist, if I see criminal attitude towards animals, I can call the police
What do you call criminal attitude?
or the
Like, do-
protection or associations who protect animals.
Do you think like forcefully inseminating an animal, like putting their hands in their anus to hold their cervix and then injecting semen in their vagina, is that something you're up for? Is that okay or not okay for you?
I don't think so. It's okay.
Do you think? Did you know that they do that to dairy cows in order to inseminate them so that they can have babies, so that they can produce milk?
It's possible. I think it's a possibility.
What do you think happens to the babies when they're born? They don't stay with their mother. The farmer takes them away from their mother. Do you know why they do that?
Oh, I think it's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair, but I think that for our animals, for example, it is important that they stay with their mother the first month
Well, it's important that they stay with their mother as long as they want to
and
stay
to
with
be
their mother.
fed from their
Yeah.
mother.
It's
the
not
first
just
month.
1 month. It's
or two. No, at
It's
least
however
2
long they
or
want
3.
to. It's their right to their mother, right? Like, I assume that
Okay.
if you want to be with your mother, I shouldn't say, well, you were born a woman, so therefore you are only or should only be allowed for a month with your mother, right? You should be allowed to be with your mother as long as you want to,
Okay.
right?
Okay, this
Just
is
like
what-
any other animal. I'm just saying, right?
Translate, human being also okay.
Yeah. So
Not always it happens because a mother can choose to abandon their baby for whatever reason.
and
But
that's their
anyway,
choice. And that's their choice. Yeah. And
And
we can condemn that also and
No,
say
we
that's messed
cannot.
up. Well, we can condemn it, of course, and we can say that
we
that's
can
not
have
something.
our opinion.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. But yeah, when the baby is born male, they don't produce milk. So what do you think they do to them?
When a baby, can you repeat what you mean?
When the baby is born male, when they do not produce milk. So what do you think farmers do to them?
Through artificial feeding
Kill them.
or natural feeding also, there is a choice.
Well, they just kill them. That's where veal comes from.
No, maybe I misunderstood what you mean. I mean, if a woman do not.
No, if a woman gives birth to a man, to a baby man, to a baby male.
What is the difference of the feeding a male or a female baby?
Well, a female produces milk, a male doesn't. So a male will be killed because they don't produce milk.
Okay. Maybe I had misunderstood because I had understood. Sorry, but I'm not
Yeah.
of these countries. But I mean, I had thought you mean that a woman can, if a woman doesn't have milk enough, cannot use artificial feeding. but no,
Yeah. Well, actually, when
artificial milk in the supermarkets or
so actually, what happens is that when a dairy cow can no longer produce milk, or when they can no longer get pregnant, they kill them also.
of course.
Is any of this
That's
nice
what
to
you-
do to animals?
That's what you mean. No,
Yeah.
it's not so fair. It's not so good. It's not good.
Do you pay for these products, for dairy, for cheese, for
You
milk?
wanna?
When I have my mother, my girls are adults now, but I had fed them as long as I could, and then I have bought some milk for them after the first 4 or 5 months. I don't remember exactly.
So is it fair to treat cows like this?
But I don't understand where you want to arrive because
Because
if
I'm
I
asking
found
you,
a
do you buy
random
do you buy
supermarkets,
do you buy cheese?
not very much, not often.
So, yes.
Not
But
often.
it's
So
my
yes.
choice.
So
yes.
yes. Do you buy milk?
No.
Do you
because
buy
I don't like
butter?
that. Do you buy?
Butter.
Sometimes.
Yeah. All these
Okay.
products, they come whatever I just said that happens to a cow, the insemination, the exploitation, the killing,
And what do you-
all of them.
And not
When you
biolo-
buy these products, even biological, all of
biological, organic, that's not
Same
same.
process.
same process. When you buy these products, that's what they do to animals. And if you're against what they do to the animals, then you should be vegan and no longer buy these products.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're saying.
Okay. I guess you are
Give her a
vegan.
card.
I guess you are a vegan
Yeah.
person. Okay. I guess.
Yeah, I respect animals,
Yes,
yes.
of
Oh,
course.
God. Yeah.
And you, I don't know.
Animal rights, right?
Yeah.
We told you this in the beginning.
Yeah.
So you are vegan. You are
Of course,
vegan.
yeah, because
food,
animal rights, yeah.
Okay. One of my daughters has done this choice
Yeah,
to
because
feed
she
like
loves
that,
animals, right? Like you.
Of course,
Right.
of course.
If
I
you love
think so.
animals, that's what you do.
But you know,
Very simple.
there is a difference. There are people who choose to be vegan for a protection towards animal, and other part of people who choose to be vegan for a healthy, for
That's
their
not
health.
vegan, no. Veganism is to
Sometimes,
animals
yeah.
what feminism is to women. So veganism is a movement of respecting animal rights, just like feminism is a movement of respecting women's rights.
Okay.
You can't say, I choose to respect women because beating them up hurts my fist.
Okay.
That would be insane, right? It's the same. I can't choose to respect animals because it's better for my health. You choose to respect animals because you respect animals. It's a movement about the animals.
It's the difference between vegan and plant-based.
Or
That's,
vegetarian too, because vegetarian eat some cheese or eggs. So
Yeah.
that's
okay.
also not for animal rights,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. Some people do it for animal rights, but they didn't realize that.
Yeah,
dairy-
sometimes we don't realize
Yeah.
that. I'm doing social.
I think we lost our crowd.
That's okay. It's okay. Sometimes people come
Okay,
and
no, yes, I know, but you know, I have already met people like you all over the world. In Italy, where I'm from, there are so many vegan people, of course.
Yeah.
So,
You say you love animals, right?
of course,
So then you should be vegan.
I think I think I could. I think I could.
You
So you are now in Amsterdam. You're gonna eat later, right? You're gonna go.
Sometimes it's our choice to eat whatever we like because we have been fed in a certain way by our moms, by
Get
our
ready.
grandparents.
Get ready. I'm going to show you something, okay? Get ready. Are you prepared? It's going to be a bit
Yeah,
graphic.
Yeah.
Is it still your choice when this is behind your choice?
Of course, if I say if I see that, I cannot accept it.
But this is what you pay
about-
for. This is what happens to
Oh,
dairy
yes.
cows. They get killed.
But what about, for example, if I can ask you a question, our grandparents, great grandparents in the countryside when they feed it all in that way, but maybe they were not so cruel. I don't know. But the only way to eat protein, sometimes for our great parents, was to kill animals in the
Right.
countryside and the mountains.
I mean,
But
people in the
maybe-
past needed to do what they needed to do to
but,
survive.
but
eh?
not like
But
that
you're
now.
not now. You're
what,
not.
what you have
But
shown.
even then, it was not nice, right? I
It was
mean,
not nice,
now-
yeah.
now
Killing,
it's
killing an
worse.
animal back then was also not nice.
I think
The
that-
only
I think
difference
now
is,
it's, worse.
This is what I showed
Now
you.
it's worse.
but the only
Well-
difference between then and now is, well, there's actually a bunch of difference, but the meaningful difference is that then they might have needed to do it.
Yes,
Because
because
otherwise they could not survive.
supermarkets or other
There were no
things to buy,
supermarkets, there was no infrastructure to get plants around, you know. So it was maybe not possible for some people to live without these animal products, right?
Of course.
But today, in 2025, in Amsterdam, where you are today, it's absolutely possible for you. So while you are in Amsterdam, there's so many vegan restaurants in Amsterdam.
Okay.
So go and visit those.
Okay.
And look for the vegan options, and you'll have a blast eating food because there's great vegan food.
Okay.
Go to the vegan sushi bar, you know, go and try some
Do you
vegan
have
junk
a
food.
restaurant, or do you work in a restaurant, or do
You
you
can
have a
try.
business card?
What kind of food do you like?
Whatever. I like vegan food also. Fruits, vegetables, rice,
Right. So there's an app. It's called Happy Cow, right?
avocado.
Happy Cow. It's
Okay.
a free app, and you just select vegan, and then
Okay.
boom, here are all the vegan restaurants in Amsterdam. You see all the green flags
there are so many.
everywhere,
Everywhere.
everywhere. So
Okay.
there is literally no excuse to not go and eat at these
Okay.
places, right? Because you can. We're not in the mountains 100 years ago, right? We're in Amsterdam 2025, and what Chip just showed you, it's horrible, right? So you can prevent that simply by going to those places instead of looking on the menu and going, oh, I want a steak today. That's nice, but some animal needs to be killed for that. And there's no reason, because you can simply live without these products. Just like I have been doing for 25 years and Chip has been doing for many years. It's absolutely possible. Your daughter, you said? Yeah. So since it is possible, and since it is horrible what we do to animals, why would we continue doing it?
Of course, I understand. Right.
Okay,
Try these restaurants.
enjoy.
Let me
Enjoy
give
the
you a
vegan
card.
restaurants.
You have a documentary here called Dominion. It just shows what animals go through. Can you promise us you'll watch that?
Okay, well, your name? Or
Se-
if I can, your name?
My name is Chip. You also have my social media there.
Oh, okay. I will follow. My name is Marina. I will follow you.
Thank you,
I will
Marina.
look for you.
Let's be compassionate towards animals. That's all we want, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy your vegan food.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
The hat was blown off, and I don't know where it went.
Oh.
Yeah. Chip is
Man,
jacked.
her English wasn't so great. So
No.
when these girls stepped up, I was like, give her a card and let's move on to the next one, you know?
But I think they were minors anyway, so we
Is that
couldn't.
bad?
Well, we can't show them on camera, so they have to be off
Is there
camera.
a law against it?
Yeah. There is a law in the Netherlands that minors cannot consent to being on camera.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So even if they consent,
It's
Then
not. It's
there's-
not an
it's-
informed consent. Yeah.
it's not an informed consent because they're not at the age where they can consent.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Exactly.
interesting. And at what age is that?
18
18.
or maybe 16. I think
So
16
old.
might be the age of consent here in the Netherlands. I don't know what to do now with the
I
phone.
remember when I grew up,
Yeah.
age of the drinking limit here in the Netherlands was 16.
I think that's the age of consent. If it's the drinking age usually.
They hired it now to 18, which I do think makes sense because when I started drinking, oh my god. Although like you
These
know,
people still start drinking at 16, man. Come on, face it.
yeah, they just do it anyway.
Yeah.
But maybe it's worse if you hire the age of consent because now it's illegal, so it's even more fun, you know. But the good thing is I drank so much that I basically cured myself very quickly of it.
So you're off drinking.
Yeah, I never drink. I've not. I completely quit. I think 2 years ago or so.
Same.
Yeah.
It has no purpose.
No, I just didn't. Like every time I did it, it just was like, man, why am I doing this?
I don't know how to cover this fucking phone. I wish I could just like glue it like this somehow.
Otherwise, it will overheat. And
Yeah, because it's in the sun.
Can we maybe put it in the shade, or does that then mess up the film or so?
No, we can also put it in the shade, but let me see if I can.
Is it 156 people alive?
Yeah.
Cow died for your belt. Nice. Well, that belt isn't from leather, of course.
Okay, I'll just put it like this. Maybe it will do something.
Get a tiny umbrella. Yeah, that's a good idea.
What is?
He had a tiny hat, but
Yeah, I had a tiny hat. Yeah, but I lost it. It's okay. Let's hope I don't lose this one because this is a really nice hat. Hey, buddy. What's his name? Busy.
Diesel.
Wiesel. Hey, Wiesel. How are you doing? Is he okay with petting? Hey, buddy. How are you doing?
cutie dog.
Yeah. Yeah, you good? You good? Yeah. Yeah, you good.
Chip forgot he's in the live show.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. I love dogs.
Cute. You should get a dog at some point.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Stray. There's so many strays.
Yeah, I should first, have a person before I have a dog or a human. Have a human first, a partner.
Oh, if you can have a dog, you can have a human.
Oh, is that how it goes?
Yeah,
Is it one comes up to the other?
It's leveling up. Or down, however you want to see it.
I usually just throw down with dogs. I love just going down there and just like rough.
I love dogs as well. Yeah. A friend of mine works in a shelter, and man, there's so many stories that she has. Like for each dog, she has like a whole backstory. Some of these stories are not nice. So if you can get a shelter dog, you're really doing a service to humanity, or well, not to humanity, doganity.
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 Doganity. Hey Martin, nice to see you here. We've been here for an hour, huh?
Wow, time flies.
Time flies. You want to try it?
I'm still in it to get somebody to see our comparison.
Yeah, let's see if somebody
Because
can.
Somebody needs to restore my faith in humanity,
Oh, yeah, don't count on it.
Well, the last woman was nice, but her English was so bad.
Yeah, that's the language barrier is a big issue
Yeah.
when doing outreach. Yeah,
I didn't want to ask her any questions because it was just like, yeah.
you kind of need to understand the nuance of it, right? So
But she got it.
she got it. Yeah,
Also, she has a daughter who's already vegan. That helps a lot.
yeah.
I think we should ask that every time. Like, do you know anybody who's vegan? Yeah. 'Cause
So
if you-
yeah, yesterday I met somebody who didn't have anybody who was vegan in their circle of, like I haven't met people like that in a while. Like usually there's every person knows somebody who's vegan.
I didn't know anybody who was vegan when I went vegan.
No, I get it. That back then, I mean, when I started doing outreach, it was the same.
Yeah,
But
it's
nowadays,
different,
it definitely has changed. Like the mentality, definitely more people are like.
Yeah, most of the time people know somebody.
Most of the time, people know somebody. Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to when most of the people will know somebody who's not vegan, and then, switching it up the
Yeah,
other way
yeah.
around. When most people will be vegan already.
Right. Sometimes at work, I'm the only vegan at work. I make this joke, like I'm the only
impossible.
vegan in the village.
Yeah.
But I won't like it when there's another vegan, because they took my spot.
Took his spot.
Yeah.
So
I'm a minority. I need protection now.
So is there another vegan now? You said?
No, there's not.
Oh, not yet. Okay.
So I'm protecting
try
my
it?
minority status.
Park it. Come here. Just good.
Hello.
Birds are smart. Agree. Amsterdam has brilliant vegan options. 100%. There's just so many. Did you actually open like Happy Cow and show it to her?
Yeah, I showed it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, hello.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Great. Where are you from?
I'm Colombian.
Colombia.
Yeah.
And are you here to visit the Anne
Go
Frank
a little
Museum?
bit further
No,
behind.
I'm
Oh,
just,
hi, I'm Chip.
I'm just visiting the whole city. Like we're just strolling around.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You seem very relaxed.
Yeah, I'm very relaxed. I'm very happy to be here.
Vacation mode, eh?
Yeah.
Good weather also. Why
Yeah,
not?
it's amazing.
Yeah,
Nice.
you caught a few days where there's good Dutch weather.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So, what do you think about what happened to Anne Frank? Do you know what happened?
Not really. Like, I'm not very
That's okay. That's okay. But you do know that she was discriminated against for being
Yeah, of course.
for being Jewish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jewish wasn't her religion, but it was her ethnicity. You know, that's like it wasn't that she had a certain religion, but rather she was born a certain ethnicity. Do you think it's fair to discriminate based on somebody born a certain ethnicity?
Not at all.
No. How about somebody born a different sex or gender? Would that be fair? No. How about somebody born a different race? Would that be fair? No. Okay. Okay. So I agree with you on all of those, but here's the part where we might disagree. Do you think it's fair to discriminate?
Wait, Chip, the camera might be blocked actually.
Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. That's fine. Do you think it's fair to discriminate based on species?
Species.
Yeah, like take for instance, if you take a dog, if you see a dog, you say they deserve love, they deserve compassion, right? But if you see a cow, you immediately think, well, it's okay to kill them, it's okay to impregnate them, take away their milk and everything.
Yeah.
Do you think it's fair to make this discrimination?
No, like I have never thought in this like in that way. Yeah.
But it is, right? Because a dog didn't choose to be born a dog, and a cow didn't choose to be born a cow.
Yeah, it has all the sense, but I've never thought of it in that way. Yeah.
Would you eat dog meat? No. But
Yeah,
I'm assuming you do consume like cow meat
Yeah,
or...
you've got a point completely.
Yeah. Yeah, so do you think that then doing this, like buying animal products in the shape of flesh, eggs, or milk, do you think that inherently implies a form of discrimination? Yeah. And if you're against discrimination, can you be against it while at the same time supporting it by buying these products?
No, it's kind of hypocrite.
Exactly. Dude, you're very smart. I like that. We don't get a lot of that.
Like, I've never thought of it in the way that you're like presenting, but yeah, it has sense.
Yeah, lots of people have not thought about it in that way, and then they have a hard time thinking about it that
Yeah,
way.
it's kind of weird.
Because it's like you have to extrapolate. You know, you have some points here, and then you make a jump and says like, okay, well, it's the same thing,
Yeah.
right? It's like whether you discriminate against race, you discriminate against species, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah, they're all arbitrary. They're not
arbitrary.
They're not logical, right? Like there is no logic behind saying, well, it's okay to kill a cow but not a dog, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that we should eat animals when we have an option not to? Right. So what does that mean for you today?
That's something wrong.
What would you call
What are
a
you gonna do with that?
yeah, or what would you call a person that doesn't discriminate at all against animals?
A vegan?
Exactly. Have you ever considered going vegan? No?
Do you,
Are you-
but you understand the logic here.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
like I've never thought of it in that way, and where I'm from, we are like meat eaters.
Yeah.
So yeah, like in
Where,
my
where
reality,
I'm from also, and he's
in
from
my
Romania.
reality, like I've never thought of it in that way, so it's kind of weird, but
Right.
I'm pretty sure that I will thinking of it all day long.
Right.
That's nice.
Change
Yeah.
my
Faith in humanity restored.
Well,
Yeah, like it's changed kind of my perspective.
yeah, but the question is, because let's put it this way, a person who was born hating women because he was born in a family and they taught them to hate women, and then they have a conversation on the street with somebody who explains to them, hey, women are just people. They deserve equal rights, they deserve opportunity, they deserve the same thing that every other human being on this planet deserves. And he says like, well, that's logical and you're right, it makes sense, I never thought about it this way. Do you think that this person should go forward still discriminating on women, or they should stop?
Yeah.
Then do you think also in this position, when you're in this position,
Yeah,
you
of
should
course.
stop discriminating on animals? Okay. I mean,
I feel
Give
kind
them
of
some
guilty
resources.
now.
yeah, so let me give you some
Gotta lose.
resources. I feel like we're vegan. Do you have any questions for us, by the way?
Not yet.
Not yet. let me tell you this. So there's a documentary here called Dominion and a video called The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear. They both appear if you scan this QR code.
Okay.
What you have there is you have resources to help you go vegan, and other resources and get things to get informed. Can you watch one of the documentaries, either Dominion or The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear?
Like right now.
No, not right now.
Yeah,
Can you
of
promise
course.
me you'll watch one of
Yeah.
these two? And let's do a little bit of commitment. Until you watch these, can you adopt a plant-based diet until you watch these 2 videos, or one of them?
Yeah, like for now.
Yeah.
It's very easy in
Yeah,
Amsterdam.
it's very easy in Amsterdam. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people vegan here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right. Very nice to meet you, brother.
What was your name again?
Emilio.
Emilio. You're an open-minded guy, man. Like, honestly, we didn't get any open-minded people today.
I'm open to hear different opinions. Like,
Hear different opinions and really think logically and critically, because the reality is we can be healthy without it, and what we're doing to them is fucking cruel. That's all we're saying.
and thank you for being respectful with your opinions.
Cheers, man.
Well done, Emilio.
Well done. You also
to
have my
meet you.
social media channel there if you want to see the conversation back or anything.
Okay.
It's it.
Thank
Okay?
you.
Cheers. Have a
See
good
you,
one.
Bye.
No, she was with him. Emilio was nice.
Wow.
We don't get a lot of Emilios, huh? Let's come closer to the phone, because,
This was great.
yeah.
See, there's some reason to have some faith in humanity. You know? It's not that hard. I was like, that's actually one of the few things that can trigger me still. I don't get triggered easily, but like when somebody says it's complicated, that gets on my nerves, you know? Because it's like, it's the least complicated thing, you know?
It is pretty easy.
Like I have a meal here, and it's vegan, and it's nutritious, and it costs the same, and it tastes great. And I have a meal here, but I have to kill a bunch of animals. Which one am I gonna eat? You know, how hard is that choice?
Oh, well.
Just, do you want violence or do you want non-violence?
but avocados.
It's a complicated
Avocados.
question.
Avocados. I can't
it's a
deal with
long
it.
conversation.
Crap that avocados.
Yeah,
Vegans are hypocrites.
beans.
What's going on?
Where do you get your
I don't know.
protein?
I don't know how
Lions.
to do it. I've
Lions.
always been doing
What
it my
about
whole
lions?
life.
And we've been
It's so
thinking like
difficult.
this forever.
It's so
People,
funny.
please. More Emilios.
More Emilios.
Yes.
I'll vouch for that.
Every conversation should go like with Emilio, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that about Peter Singer. He thought that he would write the book Animal Liberation.
Yeah.
And it would just cost a few years until everybody was like, okay, that makes sense. And then everybody's just vegan, you know?
That's what he thought, huh?
Yeah, because he thought like the world is full of Emilios, you know? They just need to hear, oh, it's not necessary. Oh, okay, let's stop it then, you know? But people are so entrenched in their habits that they're gonna look for any type of excuse.
And it's so funny because they become so illogical the minute that they the cognitive dissonance sets in. By the way, everybody, if you're enjoying this stream, hit that like, subscribe, and you know, there's going to be more streams like this. I think we should do this more often because I like having you. Hi.
What social experiment are you doing?
Just asking you some questions, getting you to think a little bit. But first of all, are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. But we need to come a little bit further here. Yeah. What's your name?
Giovanna. Giovanna.
Giovanna. I'm
Yes.
Chip.
I'm Lobo.
Nice to meet you. Chip Lobo,
Yeah. Where are you from?
Brazil.
Brazil.
Also,
Nice.
like Emilio.
Like Emilio? Oh, nice.
Another Emilio.
No,
yeah.
Emilio was from Colombia.
Oh, it was from Colombia. I
Yeah.
thought it was, oh, no,
Yeah.
yeah, it was before.
Yeah. What are you doing here in Amsterdam?
I live in Barcelona,
Oh.
and I came with my 2 roommates to visit the city.
Nice.
Eat a lot. Just had a cookie. It was awesome.
Do you know, are you here for Anne Frank in this particular area?
We tried to go to the museum, but it was fully booked, so we wasn't able to come in. But we just wanted to take a picture because we know some of her history. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
What makes you interested in her history?
I feel like I think everything worldwide is interconnected, so I think it's really important for us to know like the backstory of everything and how
Right.
it is right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like everything has a history and it's important for everyone to know. And the
Right.
people who don't know are just like being hypocrites, I think.
And why do you feel it's so important that we should have a deeper understanding of what happened here?
Because if we don't, I think we're just being like, I don't know how to explain this in English, but it's like, it's what resulted of us being here today. So I feel like you
Right.
should know your roots. Like
Right.
I feel like that's important.
Is that the only reason, or do you find that what happened to her is wrong?
Yes, I do think what happened to her is wrong.
And you don't want history to repeat
Itself,
right?
yes. I think we have to learn from mistakes that happened before,
Right.
so it doesn't happen again.
And do you think that these mistakes, that it's possible that we're still making these mistakes today?
Absolutely.
Right. Can you name some examples?
Maybe like personally for Brazil,
Go ahead. Any example?
we had our president, and
Oh,
he went.
Bolsonaro, yeah.
No, Lula. He
Oh.
was arrested, and they somehow allowed him to be president again. I think that's super wrong.
Yeah.
And now Bolsonaro is getting arrested for something he didn't
Yeah.
do, and I think people are just being like, I don't know how to explain. I think it's super wrong. And we're humans, we make mistakes, but I think they just they try to get power from something that sometimes we don't need, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you're hurting someone else for power. I think that's so
Right.
wrong.
And
So
what
if
do you
you-
think was the fundamental mistake that was made here with Anne Frank? Like, what was fundamentally what went wrong?
Everything.
Sure, but like,
But I don't know
if you
that-
boil it down,
I don't think that, like, a trigger point that happened.
No, like
I'm
what
just-
was why was what happened bad to Anne Frank? Like why was it bad? What happened to her?
like, what made it wrong?
Well, the fact that she had to hide herself for
yeah.
Yeah. But
Specific
why did she
reason?
have to hide herself, for
because she
example?
was being, like,
Persecuted.
persecuted. Yes.
Yeah.
For
And-
being
Herself.
for being Jewish, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is herself. Like,
Which is
her.
her ethnicity, not
Yes.
her religion, to be
Yeah,
clear.
I know.
Yeah. So do you think it's wrong to persecute based on ethnicity?
Yes.
Why?
It's just wrong. It's like the person. She was born that way.
Right,
Like,
but you're trying to understand deeper, right? So
No,
we're
she
asking
said the
deeper
right thing because she was born that way. So it's
Yes.
wrong to discriminate based on how you're born, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's wrong to discriminate if you're born a woman or a man,
yes.
like on sex. It's wrong to discriminate based on race also, right?
Sure.
Ethnicity also. I'm just going through these to be sure because you just said it's wrong to discriminate based on ethnicity, but do you think it's wrong to discriminate based on species also?
Okay. Wait.
Wait.
As in,
No.
take for
Go
instance-
back. Wait. Go back.
So-
no. Go back.
So it's wrong to discriminate based on ethnicity because it's something you're born into, right? You didn't choose the ethnicity that you're born into, correct?
Yeah.
Did you choose the species that you're born into?
No.
No. So it would be wrong then, with the same logic, to discriminate based on species also, right?
Sure. Yes.
Do you think that you were born human? You obviously hit the jackpot on that one. But do you think that if you were born, let's say, a chicken, a cow, or a pig, do you think that you would have had a good life?
I think that's just like weird to compare to because that's not just the case.
No, but we do discriminate based on how they are, right? Because take for instance, if you see a dog in front of you, if you see somebody kicking a dog, what would you do? Would you say something about it?
Yes, obviously that's wrong.
Okay, but if somebody is kicking a cow so that they can eat them, is that right?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
Okay, so then all these animals that are getting stabbed in the throat and killed for food, do you think it's okay, it's fair for them to be treated this way simply because they were born
I
a
think
certain species?
I think it's not okay to compare animals to humans. I think
But
it's
humans
different.
are animals.
Right. Why is that not okay to compare animals to humans? And in fact, we are animals, right?
Yeah.
But like, what makes it so different?
I don't know how to explain it, but it's different. Like I am a Christian, so I think
Yes, perfect. Tell me what you think as a
Christian number
Christian.
one.
Yeah, because I actually have a good argument for Christian.
Okay. I just think like that for cows, I think they were bring here for us to be as food.
Okay,
That's-
so
that's
is God
personal.
compassionate?
Yes.
Do you think it's compassionate to bring into existence somebody who can feel pain for the sole purpose of killing them and exploiting them? If you
think
could
about
choose,
the animal itself,
if you could choose to make a world, and you could choose to make a world where you could either exploit and kill innocent animals who feel, who have emotions, who have a desire to live, or you could choose to make a world where you don't have to do all of that, which world would you rather make? You
I'm
as a
not God,
compassionate.
so I don't know. I think it's like an extreme way of thinking because that's not the way it is. I can't choose.
So you're
know?
saying that the compassionate levels between killing an animal or not killing an animal who doesn't want to die is the same. It's the same level of compassion.
No.
No, because logically you understand that it is not.
Yes.
So maybe, just maybe, is it possible? I'm not here to challenge your belief. I'm here to challenge the fact that maybe part of what you think, because I'm assuming you you do follow the Bible, but you don't follow everything that says in the Bible, do you?
Yes, no,
you also
I
don't
don't.
follow, because there's a lot of weird shit that is they say in there. So
I
why
feel like
specifically
everyone
follow
has
this
a way
one?
different to interpret the Bible.
Yeah, but why follow this specific one, which is highly illogical? Because the idea that animals are made here for you to consume.
No, that's me personally. I said that.
Yeah.
It's not real.
So do you follow that?
What?
This idea that animals are made for you
No,
to...
I follow the idea that it's a food and I eat them. It's not like.
But you're just as much a food as they are. You understand that? You're made of flesh just like they are. You have an experience of the world just like they have. You have feelings just like they have.
And does that, like, God is compassionate, right? So why did God create people the way that they can actually live without these foods?
Yeah, you can be
Right.
healthy without eating these foods. And when
Like,
when you
I'm
kill
not
these
eating these-
I
animals...
mean, I can't say I'm not God, you know. Like,
No, but let's say
I'm just
God created me, God created him, God created you. Yeah, that's what you believe, right?
Yes.
So he's a nutritionist, and
You
a
think I
vegan.
can live without eating meat?
Yes,
100%.
That's. Do you believe in science or
Any animal
does-
product.
I think science is failed because it's human.
Right. So you don't believe in science.
No, I believe the like.
Let's say we do a
100% scientific.
Let's say we do a study and we take 70,000 or 90,000 vegans and we follow them for 30 years, and we take a group of very similar people in the same community and we follow them for 30 years, and we find out that the vegans live longer, have less disease.
Oh, that's perfect. I mean, great
Right.
for them, no?
And would you then say, like, if that is the outcome of that study, that then we can assume that we can live without these products?
Yeah, you could, but like I also
Right.
know a person who was vegan, and after that she was, she had to do so many surgery because her stomach wasn't working anymore,
Yeah,
so she
yeah.
had to start eating
Her stomach
meat
wasn't
again.
working anymore.
Do you know
Like
what? Do
she
you know what an
didn't
anecdote?
process any more food.
You know what an anecdote
that's
is?
pseudoscientific, by the way, right?
So let's say
How can her
I-
stomach not work anymore? And then if she eats meat, then her stomach isn't working. How does
or
that make
my
sense?
grandpa
I
smoked
don't-
his
I don't
whole
know.
life and died
I
of
didn't
something
design-
else. So
I know people who.
But if her stomach
didn't
isn't
smoke
working,
the whole
she
life
can't.
and died because of
Yeah,
lung
but
problems.
right.
Wait,
so that's
before
why
we get
have
into the health issue,
statistics,
Just to
right?
be clear, what we're saying is that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet. Whether you choose to believe that or not, it's something else. We have science, we have empirical evidence behind it, we have authorities who like, you know what to eat, you know what is healthy to eat and what is not, because you trusted the nutritional science behind it.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So you can you can trust the, just one second, you can trust the empirical evidence that we have today that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet whether you want to or not. That is science
So the
behind it.
proof here is to like point out that we should be vegan.
Yes, because
We
we should
can
be
be
vegan.
vegan, and so
What
why
we were
not?
saying, you can be vegan, but the reason why you should be vegan is because you should respect these animals and not discriminate based on how they're born. Like, let me ask you this: if the only meat in the supermarket is dog meat, all these other animals,
I wouldn't eat it.
you wouldn't eat it. You see, so you give them moral consideration. Yet, if they're a cow or a pig,
But does a
you
cow
don't.
have a feeling?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
of course. Of course, they have feelings. Yeah.
Feelings, girl.
Okay.
Because we have a museum to eat in like 20 minutes.
Of course they have feelings. They're mammals. Their brains are
Well,
like
I
they're.
have to go.
And also, you can't say, just be prepared for a second. You can't say, I understand you have to go, but you can't really say that. Wait, where is this? Yeah, with this thing, that God wants this out of you. You can't say that God would say, yes, this is compassionate towards my beings. You can't say this because this is violent, oppressive. This is insane.
And that's what you pay for.
And this is what you pay for.
Okay.
Like, this is what happens to animals.
Can you show her real quick? I don't fucking have most of them.
This is what you pay for when you
Yeah.
eat animal products, right?
This is what happens.
So the question is,
I
do you like
Personally,
when
I
the
don't-
choice is to not do that? Why not choose it?
Yeah,
When the option is right there,
yeah.
you can just go and eat something else, and just be as healthy.
Or wear something else.
me dá mais vontade de comer carne.
Right.
Are you gonna wear,
Then
for
why
example,
not
do you have a
choose it?
problem with wearing leather?
I've never worn leather.
Yeah, why not? Are you gonna start
No, I
wearing
just
leather?
didn't buy
Or
it.
fur. What about fur? You know, there's 40 dead animals in a fur coat. Is that okay?
I don't think so, but
Because there are other coats, right?
When the world turns vegan, we will be vegan. Now,
Oh, so only when everybody else does it, you'll do it too.
Yes.
let's go.
Okay, bye.
So you just follow, you don't think for yourself.
That's the mentality, yeah.
Yeah.
That is why they say that we need only 5 or 10% of people to actually go vegan, and then the rest will just follow because some
Yeah,
people
she was
are
one of
just
those.
incapable of like thinking from first principles. It's kind of fun that you're happy to meet a Christian, because whenever I meet a Christian, I go like, oh no.
Well, I was gonna go
Here
by
we go again.
the
God created animals.
This
for
is
us
not
to eat.
leather, guys. It's pleather.
No.
Is it pleather? What
No,
is
it's
it?
not leather.
And it's not leather. Stop with the nonsense.
Of course it's not.
That's the whole point of it. What we're saying is that look at this. It looks just like leather.
Just as good.
Yeah.
It's not leather.
Exactly. We don't need to buy any of this. Stop it with this nonsense.
There are even like leather coats that look totally realistic.
That's
that
okay.
are
Some
not
people
leather.
will always want to justify this because you know what? That's what they want. They want to make us hypocrites so that they don't have to listen to the message that they don't need to oppress animals.
Hey,
Stop
and-
oppressing
and
animals.
Even if I am a hypocrite, I could still be wrong. I could still be right about something.
Exactly. Even if you were a hypocrite about the belt, you would
Yeah.
still be right about the argument that it's wrong to exploit and slaughter animals.
Yeah. If I'm a hypocrite, so what? Does that make me wrong?
No.
I'm probably a hypocrite in many ways. Like you can probably find something, not the leather belt, but you find something else.
Hey,
I'm
thank
not
you so much,
perfect.
Real Money. You are doing great work, bro. Love from SA. What is SA? What's SA? I don't know. SA. San Antonio? Somebody made a donation and said we're doing great work. Love from SA. I don't know. San Antonio, I'm guessing. San Antonio?
SA.
SA.
Sacramento. I don't know.
Sacramento? No, that might. South Africa. South Africa.
Africa.
As a country, yeah, South Africa. Okay, South Africa.
Oh yeah, that makes
Appreciate
sense.
that makes more sense.
It's not top of mind, South Africa.
Somebody says eating animals is evolutionary.
Yes.
Yeah, so is.
So was slavery.
Yeah, exactly. It was all evolution, wasn't it?
So is violence. So is predation. Yeah,
I
that
don't know
doesn't
what
make
I'm
it
doing.
right. Right, just because something is evolutionary. I mean, cancer is evolutionary, right?
Cancer is evolutionary. That's a
Yeah.
fair point.
The plague was evolutionary.
The plague was evolutionary.
Yeah,
Fair point.
That's not an argument in favor of cancer or the plague.
Well, rape is also happens in nature, so you could call it evolutionary if
fuck
you
each
want
other
that.
all the time.
Ducks rape each other all the time.
Rape each other
Yeah.
all the time.
So does that mean we should do that? No, of course not, because we're not taking morality based on what evolution told us to do.
Right.
We're taking morality based on, a set of principles that we apply logically and consistently,
I would
independent of the subject.
Yeah, and vegan is evolutionary as well. Like
Oh,
being
yeah.
vegan is evolutionary.
Yeah, why don't you see it veganism as evolutionary, given that we've reached a point where we don't need to exploit animals? It is bad for the environment, it is bad for us as humanity, it is bad for us as individuals. Nobody wins out of all of this. It is detrimental to the slaughterhouse worker, detrimental to the planet, detrimental to the animals. Essentially, everybody loses in this point. Everybody would win if the whole world would be
It's pretty
vegan.
terrible.
So it kind of sounds like evolutionary, we should be vegan, doesn't it?
That one statistic that still boggles my mind is that when everybody would go vegan, we would be able to clear a landmass the size of the continent Africa.
No, I don't think it's, I
Basi-
think it was Antarctica, not Africa.
No, Africa. Seriously.
Africa's pretty
Yeah.
big, man. I think it was Antarctica.
It was no. I'm fairly sure. I looked this
Okay,
up. It's
okay.
Our World in Data. You can look it up. It's a big study by Michael Poore from Oxford University,
Yeah, I know the names.
and they did the math, and they found that we can clear that much landmass.
I'll check afterwards because I'm curious.
I think it was like 2.1
Fact-checking.
billion acres or something like that. Like just crazy numbers. It's crazy.
Maybe somebody in the chat can fact check. It was Africa, says that gay vegan. Oh wow, it was Africa. Holy crap. Impressive, okay.
It was a little bit less than Africa, but just not much.
Damn.
It's massive. So like we're here advocating for a much cleaner world with much less suffering, and then somebody says, yeah, but evolution, come on. Shouldn't we evolve to become better and not just evolve to stay the same?
Yeah, we're trying to also discuss the whole point of discrimination. But this girl, I feel like she got a little bit triggered when I asked her twice. Well, not triggered, but like she was, what's going on here when I asked her twice? Oh, it's wrong to discriminate based on ethnicity. They're like, what's going on? She's gonna be a gotcha. It isn't a gotcha, man. We're just trying to establish values. But maybe I should mention that it's not a gotcha, so that they don't become in that mindset where, oh, I gotta say something to counteract this, because that's the whole point when they feel it's a gotcha.
I don't think there's anything to counteract when she's already like that. And for her, you could see her mind just go like, huh? You know, when Emilio made that step very easily. He was like, okay, it all makes sense, you know, just like how you would expect a human being to like extrapolate some facts, you know.
100%.
But for her, it was like, there's this big division line between humans and animals that somehow God put there, you know.
A compassionate God made animals feel pain and also made them so that you can kill them. Why didn't he make them not feel pain then? Why didn't he make them not have a subjective experience? I mean, God could have, if we can make lab-grown meat, I'm pretty sure God can make lab-grown meat also, right? Yeah. So why didn't God create lab-grown meat from the start? Why didn't God make a fucking meat tree? You just plant a seed and meat comes out of it.
The
if
idea
God
that God
really
is
said
compassionate, I don't know. That's maybe the worst argument for theocracy, right? It's like,
well, they say they say
God
he's
is compassionate, and then he created Second World War. And he created like mustard gas in the First World War. You know, like.
Well, no, because they say that's free will. So they say God is all compassionate. So you can say, okay, well, if God is all compassionate, how could God, an all compassionate being, create beings who have emotions and feelings and an experience
fair
of the
enough.
world?
So he created us in a compassionate way. Then he gave us free will. So then shouldn't we choose the compassionate thing to do?
Yeah, but that's the whole thing about it. They say that, well, animals were made for us to eat. Or they say, well, Jesus said it's okay to eat animals. But I don't think...
I'm pretty sure she doesn't agree that is compassionate.
Yeah. Plus, I actually say if Jesus was either vegan or not a god, it's fairly simple. Because it's clearly more compassionate to be vegan. So if Jesus was the most compassionate, then Jesus was either vegan or he was not a god. Pretty simple.
Yep.
Simple logic, everybody. There's very little compassion in the Bible. I'll give you that. Very little. A lot of slavery and stuff. How much time do you have left?
I'll go until 2 or so. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, same.
Hanging out with my buddy Chip.
Yay, Mr. Lobo.
Normally we just go for lunch after squash.
Yeah.
But now we do this.
Now we're doing, well, not God's work, but animals.
I want one more faith restorer, another Emilio.
Oh, don't count on it.
Hey. What are you doing? Hello.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Lobo.
David.
Are you guys okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Do you want to come here so that you're in view?
Okay.
All right.
Hi.
Where are you guys from?
Lithuania and Spain.
Lithuania and Spain. Nice. Chris, I'm Chip.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. David.
What brings you here to the Anne Frank house?
Because I've been here many times to Amsterdam, but we've never been to Anne Frank's house. No.
Ah, okay. Do you know the story of Anne Frank? What happened to her?
Only that we sort of, but if you ask particular dates and minutiae, then no. But
No, I don't know
yes,
that.
yeah.
No. So you do know that she was discriminated for being Jewish, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like Jewish being her ethnicity, not her religion.
Yes.
Just to be clear. Do you think it's wrong to discriminate based on somebody's ethnicity?
Always.
Why?
Why? Because basically, if somebody's different doesn't mean they should be discriminated against. It's about seeking common ground as opposed to seeking differences.
Yeah. Is it about them being different
awesome.
or about them being born different?
No, I kind of seek the difference because to me that's what makes life interesting. We both live in Dubai,
Yeah.
which is a great multicultural city, and I think the reason what makes Dubai great is the fact you've got all these different nationalities, cultures coalescing together, and it's basically, actually we live together quite well, I think, you know, and it's not about...
It's homogenous,
Yeah,
even though every single person is different. They believe in different things. We come from different backgrounds, religiously, with our own ethnicity and culturally.
And it's nice to learn from it, put it that way. So I think from my perspective, it's nice to learn and actually gain that insight.
What if culture would say that it's okay to discriminate based on women, let's say based on sex, or to discriminate women based on
Culture
sex?
has.
And do you think is that moral? Is that justified?
No, of course not. You know, but hopefully we learn and educate ourselves as the years go by, and that's hopefully you do. But sometimes history does have a habit of repeating itself. But I think we've still got a long way to go. It's nice to idealize it, but we still have a long way to go.
Why not? What is the universal principle behind all this? Behind the fact that discrimination is bad, and like you say, okay, it's not culture that makes it culture
I
doesn't
think
make it okay, but
Human
like
beings, I read a sociological study that basically up to a point, it's like 120 people, that's the maximum amount that humans can live
Yeah,
together
yeah.
before they start seeking difference. But-
you've read Yuval Harari's book, right?
Exactly. You know?
Homo Deus.
And it's true, and I think if it wasn't for religion, it'd be down to your football team. If it wasn't down to your football team, it'd be down to your colour. If it wasn't down to your colour, it'd be down to, or you wear Nike, I wear whatever. I
Yeah.
don't think humans try to see...
Reebok.
Exactly. They're nice shoes, by the way. I think go for it, mate.
Thanks.
You're rocking it well, you know?
Yeah, they're from Thailand.
Yeah, nice. Best page, you know?
Nice.
But yeah, so I think that people will seek any reasons for not getting on with each other to a degree, which is sad. And I don't know how you get past that, but I think that's just human nature. It's
Yeah.
So we've got a long way to go still.
But we as human nature don't always just go through what our body tells us, right? We don't just go by, oh, that's human nature, therefore it's okay, right? We created this moral system where we say, well, it's wrong even if we think that way, right? Like, it's wrong to discriminate based on somebody's sex, even if there are more 120 people. It's wrong to discriminate based on somebody's race, even if there are more races or something, right? We learn this, and then we don't just, somebody says it's wrong, we judge it logically, and we say, yeah, it makes sense. They feel, they have emotions, they have an experience of the world like we do, therefore it's wrong. But here comes the difficult part, because here's where we usually, like, we all agree on this one, but here's where we usually divulge ideas. Because while it is wrong to discriminate based on how somebody's born, with all of the characteristics we named, a lot of people think it's okay to discriminate based on animals. Do you think it's okay to discriminate based on animals?
What do you mean based on animals?
So take for instance, if you're species, take for instance dogs. We think that they deserve a home, that they deserve love, that they deserve to be treated nicely. But cows, chickens, pigs, sheep, we see them as nothing more than an object that we can extract milk from and then kill when we want flesh out of them. Is that not wrong that we see them that way?
No, again, I think it comes down to education, but it also comes down to where you live, whether you come from a farming background, whether you come from a city environment. Like, 'cause sometimes, to live off the land is necessary, and if this is all you've known, then, I think I can't basically denigrate somebody for basically thinking that livestock is theirs to eat because that's just all that they know. From a city perspective, where you've got access to a multitude of different ways to basically feed yourself, then you've got that choice to make that moral decision. But otherwise,
so in the absence of necessity, doing this to animals would be wrong, right?
Always. So nobody wants to hurt something. Definitely not.
It's okay. It's okay.
I love how that in front of the camera.
No.
It's okay, I don't know if they want to be on it, but yeah.
Part of the
It's part of Amsterdam.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So then, where do you guys find yourself here? Because you said you live in Dubai. I'm pretty sure that there's plenty of options in Dubai. You don't have to exploit animals. You don't have to pay for animal exploitation. Are you guys vegan? What's going on there?
No, I've had this more conundrum myself before, When I'm at the supermarket and I see the free-range eggs versus the non-free range eggs and how much they cost. And I've put my morals aside and I've gone for the cheaper eggs. I'm not going to lie, definitely not.
Oh no, there's no difference. So if you want, rest assured, free range or non-free range, the difference is just they can ask more money out of you, but they treat the animals just as badly.
Well, that's the thing, But I do have that image of those videos you see on YouTube of the chicks in the factories, and I just think I try
battery cages.
Yeah, and I do think that's wrong, and so I do have those moments of guilt reflection when I see a tiny little chicken there, and I just think Jesus hasn't had a life. It's hardly got any meat on it, and basically you're serving it up because it's $3 opposed to but even if it's juicy, it's been fed full of steroids, it's not had a good life either. So
have you seen the free-range barns that chickens live in nowadays?
It's not free range. It's that they're shoved in a massive barn.
Massive barn, 30,000 chickens.
Yeah. It's horrible.
They have lots of lag problems actually because they grow very fast.
Yep.
If they're meat chickens, they grow in 7 weeks. They grow until slaughter weight. That's what they call that.
They force feed them full of hormones as well.
And sometimes when one of these chickens, when they break their leg because they lack a lot of calcium in their bones, they break a leg or they just are unable to stand up anymore. Then they are just stuck basically.
Yeah.
Because there are 30,000 chickens there. The farmer is not gonna look at them as individuals,
Now
not even as numbers, right? Just there are 30,000 chickens in this barn.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they built robots that actually swarm the coop, and they pick those chickens up and throw them away.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Just waste product,
Yeah, they're just before there was a human who would just come every single day or once every couple of days, see, oh, there's this chicken, put them in a bin, then they die off in a bin somewhere because that's how we see animals, right? When we see them as strictly what we can get out of them, we reach this place where we de-individualize them, right? Because they are individuals, they still have an experience, they're still sentient, and yet we treat them that way where we don't give a shit. Like if they don't give us what we want, fuck them.
It's not economic to take care of all the chickens.
Yeah.
That's basically what it comes down to. So it's not
Exactly.
the welfare of the chicken that counts. It's the economics. They know
Yeah.
exactly what to do in order to prevent that situation, but they're unwilling to do it because they're in it to make money and not in order for these chickens to have nice
I think
lives.
the horrible thing about that is economies of scale, you know, because the need to make profit
Absolutely.
is literally numerous numbers. Whereas
Right.
I come from a farming background, basically southwest England, and at least when you raise the cattle and you herd the sheep and stuff, they have a much more organic life, you know, and there's much more
Still
humane ways.
still cruel, isn't
It
it?
is still
You
cruel,
use
you
the
know.
air
Yeah.
quotes there. Yeah,
Yeah,
because,
exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like I can't do it. I couldn't basically shoot something. But then again, I'm a
Right.
hypocrite because I eat it. So literally, I can't espouse too much,
Yeah.
showing myself to be this moral, you know, savior of the world. When actually I like a hamburger as well. So I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. But
Yeah.
when you guys do educate and you make people reflect, it does work because again, like I say, when I go and basically buy my eggs, because I'm start thinking twice.
Yeah, and the whole point of it is what we're trying to say is we have alternatives for eggs, for meat, for dairy, for all of these products. We have so many alternatives today, and like let's say a plant-based burger versus a meat-based burger, and it's true that there is a difference in taste. But what we gotta ask ourselves is that really small difference in taste worth exploiting and killing an animal for? Because
And for that, you're right. Yeah.
that's
I'm gonna go home for lunch after this and have some Beyond Burgers at home.
Yeah.
And I put a little bit of mayo, a little bit of mustard, some pickled gherkins. You know.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I haven't tried those actually, but I would do honestly.
I
Like,
mean,
Yeah.
like I used to love burgers when I ate meat.
Yeah.
Which is now more than 25 years ago, but
Man.
I love them.
Yeah.
Right? I love McDonald's. You know. But
You do feel. Even I went through.
I'm not missing anything.
Yeah.
These burgers, these substitute burgers, they're amazing.
Are they the same price? I don't know. I mean, I don't know much
That's
about.
what I'm saying.
But
As
Here in
far
the
as I know,
Netherlands, they're
especially with
cheaper.
Beyond
Are they
Meat,
cheaper?
it's-
Are they
Some are
cheaper?
cheaper, some
Oh, okay.
yeah, you can find cheaper ones.
nice. All
Yeah.
right.
At least in Dubai, it's almost double the price.
the plant-based ones.
Yeah.
Beyond Meat,
could be.
especially in
Beyond Meat is expensive also
That's the
here,
most
but there's
expensive
other,
one.
yeah, Beyond Meat is the most expensive one also here. But like there are other alternatives, and I think like you don't have to eat those every day, right? I think that we have studies showing that accumulated diet, a plant-based diet, while you have some of these meat replacers every once in a while, if you're going to do that, a plant-based, whole food plant-based diet, which you should have because that's the healthy way to
Yeah.
live, you're going to be paying way less money, up to 30% less money on a monthly basis. So you're still going to be cheaper in that scenario. But you know, we've been talking here, and I feel like we all agree on this. But do we agree also on the responsibilities we have as individuals towards this?
100%. 100%.
Yeah. So you guys as the responsibility that you have, and let me put it this way. Let's say I respect women and I understand all the message that women should have rights, but then I go around and I smack women's asses on the street. Right?
Nice.
It's what I say. What I say
prime
is
example.
what
Yeah, exactly.
what I say
Depends
is
on what
one
time of night,
thing.
you know that.
What I say is one thing,
What you do is
but
another.
what I do is more important,
course.
right? So it's the same thing here. I feel like you guys are saying the right thing. You are right there. But what exactly is still keeping you from supporting this exploitation? Because when you buy these products, whether we like it or not, animals are exploited and killed for us, and we can choose otherwise.
Honest, this is true. But if it comes down to if there's greater options to have a fantastic vegan menus, like I work as a pilot. My friend here is same industry, right? I flew with this guy from Russia. He was a 3-star Michelin star chef trained with vegan food, right? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, vegan food, right? He showed me the most amazing food you can have with vegan food. If I could find restaurants on a prolific scale that could offer such amazing, interesting vegan style food, I'd be all for it, definitely.
But even if they can't, do you think that that if you find, let's say, mediocre restaurants, does that really justify the exploitation and killing of animals?
Like taste
No.
difference, a good reason to continue being a hypocrite as you yourself.
So,
call
so,
it.
so there's, I believe from my perspective, because maybe I don't make as much as my friend here.
Yeah.
But a big thing, especially nowadays, where most of us we don't live in a high class living or economic level where we can just choose whatever we want. A lot of it is economics. Vegan diet is expensive.
That's not true.
It's cheaper.
It's absolutely
At
not.
least in Dubai.
That's what people think.
That's what
but
people
that's
think,
not
but it's
true.
actually you tend to think this way because you look at a meat-based
Even in
product,
Dubai.
at the replacement, and you're saying, well, that's more expensive. But as I said, you don't have to have that every day. If you're going to have tofu, tempeh as a source of protein, which is the healthier option anyway, and you're going to have vegetables and beans and lentils, these are the cheapest things in the supermarket.
When you go vegan, you find out about lots of products you don't know about now. So
Yeah.
for example, TVP, textured
Oh, that's
vegetable
very very
protein.
cheap,
I
high
buy
in
a big
protein.
bag of that. Like I think it's like 2 kilos of that stuff
Yeah.
for 30 euros. It lasts me for 2 years. I use it as a minced meat replacement. It tastes, in my opinion, it just tastes just as good because minced meat doesn't have that much taste anyway. It's
Yeah.
all the flavors around it that anyway take the taste. That stuff is 50% protein, so it's more protein that you would get from eating a steak. Yeah.
And no
it
saturated
costs
fat.
Nothing.
And the whole point is that no animal was killed for it, right? You get it less, and like let's put it this way: if you
Ecological footprint
Yeah.
of it also is just completely like
ecological footprint is insanely small, also, yeah.
Small, yeah.
But like we can give you resources on how to adopt a plant-based diet, right? Because how to do it is pretty. We have I have resources that we'll provide you with. You have ChatGPT today. Like if you don't know how to do it, ChatGPT can help you out. You have Google. You have some. We have a lot of ways to learn how to do it. But the most important part is learning why you should do it, right? Because that's the motivation behind it. If you say you're a person who doesn't want to discriminate, if you're a person who respects all beings, who respects animals, then there's no way you can say that without being a hypocrite if you're not vegan. Or you can be a vegan and not be a hypocrite about it, right?
100%.
Like, you can also be a vegan and a hypocrite about other things. I'm not saying vegans are perfect, right? Let's be clear about
being
it.
vegan doesn't make you a hypocrite
No,
in other sense.
no, it can make you a hypocrite in other senses, but it doesn't in these ones, right? And this is where we're fighting here. Obviously, I would love for you to not be a hypocrite in any other scenarios. Like, I think we should respect women. I think we should respect humans. I don't like what's happening in Israel with Israel and Palestine. I don't like the war between Russia and Ukraine. But we're just sitting here talking about animals and their rights. So, I'm sure that all of us can.
You put your own little piece of sand in this whole pile and you try to make a change.
Exactly, that's what we want. And what do you guys want to do with this? Do you guys want to make changes? What do you want to do with this?
Well, I feel that falls sort of onto us, right? And we have to do our own research and come to our own decision because it's great that you're trying to educate every single person that comes through here.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's every person's, kind of like moral compass and seeing the possibilities of how you can integrate that in their own lifestyle.
Right.
Like, for example, we travel and work.
Are you open to try new things?
Always.
Absolutely.
Always.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well,
And the minced meat one is a very good one, actually.
Yeah,
because
I'm
minced
very
meat, you're right.
interested in knowing
Because
more
actually,
about
it's
that.
true. Because it tastes generally bland, but it's everything else around it. But like if somebody said to me, "Here you go. Here is something that's
I could
plant-based,
give
and
you
it's going to
a
give me the."
burger that will destroy your mind.
Really? Please tell me
All
where.
people like,
Tell me where.
Yeah. Okay. So you can go to.
I'll write it
I'm
down.
blanking. Wait.
is it nearby?
No, here in Amsterdam. What's the place close to the Burger King? Actually, next. Let's
so we can make a
plane.
comparison.
Oh wait, is it Karma Kebab?
Oh, here, Vegan Temple Bar.
Vegan
what's it
temple
called?
Vegan Temple Bar.
Vegan Temple Bar. All right.
Right.
Do
You
they
go
have-
there,
Let me write it down.
Vegan
for lunch.
Temple Bar, and
Never
you
been
go
there.
for the proper Beyond Burger. Don't take one of those alternative burgers like with spinach or with
No,
beans.
no,
Go for a Beyond Burger there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all vegan. You'll love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And at that moment, you have to really wonder, like, is it really worth what we do to animals? Because we've not really. We have a folder here where we have some really graphic pictures with us, but we'll spare you the details. for now.
I'm
He's
super
gonna
sweet.
give you.
Yeah.
He's gonna give you a card.
Yeah.
And there's a documentary there. I was able to watch 3/4 of that documentary. Then I broke down and basically became vegan, because it's really terrible. It's
It is.
heartbreaking what we do to these animals. If you have an animal like a dog or a cat and you love your animal, and then you consider like how would it be if we would put my dog through that treatment? It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, for sure.
Completely heartbreaking.
And it's not heartbreaking because they're your dog. It's heartbreaking because you can relate to the idea that your dog is an individual. You can relate to the fact that they have preferences and such. And the reality is all of these animals are exactly the same. You throw a ball to a cow, you'll see that they're curious and they're going to try and bring it back. Like
My Octopus Teacher. You saw that one on Netflix?
My Octopus Teacher. I haven't seen it, but I know of
It's
it.
important,
Yeah,
you know? It's
yeah.
the humanization of literally what you thought was just a basic sea creature, but just how human that octopus could be and how much you could engineer emotions between what you thought was an animate fish, well, not fish, but aquatic member of the sea, and then basically this guy actually had a full-on relationship with it.
You should read Other Minds.
Really?
Other Minds.
What's it
yeah.
about?
It's a book about octopus intelligence.
Oh yeah, I heard about it. One of my friends recommended it. It's a wild read.
It's very crazy because when you think about octopuses,
Octopi.
Octopi.
yeah, in the book they actually use octopuses. So
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm always
Fair
confused
enough,
about
yeah,
this. But they talk about like how we have all these common ancestors, right? Like for example, you have a common ancestor with a cat, right? Because we're both mammals, so we have a common ancestor. And then when you look at the tree of life, then octopuses, it's totally at the other end.
Kind of seems alien.
And we have the very first common ancestor were like 600 million years ago. Some little worm-like creatures that were hardly capable of any type of intelligence. So we share very little history with them. We have neurons, but that's pretty much about what we share with octopuses. And so when you look at the amount of intelligence that they have, it's crazy how much basically life reinvents intelligence entirely in a different way. Like also eyes have been evolved so many times.
Yeah, my dad always used to say, if you want to see extraterrestrials for real, just go beneath the ocean.
Yeah, literally.
There's even like bonkers things happening, and like you say, that when you look at what an octopus can do, it's crazy, and just how it can go over an object and not even visually see it, but rest on top of an object and change its whole color and its skin texture to mimic that object. It's like it's mind blowing because actually eyes are up here, but it's just over this thing, and so it can work out through. I don't know how it does it, but it's incredible. It's crazy.
Very smart.
Yeah.
And just keep in mind, because when we see all this, we see animals, and we're like, oh, they're intelligent or whatever. The reality is, we as humans behave. A lot of what we do is behavior that we have ingrained in us. A lot of what we do is we tend to think it's, oh, I'm doing this because I'm smart or because of my cognitive abilities. But in reality, a lot of your inherent needs, your inherent wants, like I want to be with somebody, I want to do this, most of these are coming from something that's within you. It's from your biology, and that's the same within animals. And I'm not trying to say that humans and animals are the same. I'm trying to say that the things that matter to us, the experience of the world that we have, the memories that we have, the bonds that we make throughout our life, those are the things that matter to us in life. Yeah. And in reality, all these animals, they do the same thing. Yeah. They live lives where they make bonds, where they make experiences, and they make memories.
Focus.
And for us to choose to treat them like an object, to kill them, to impregnate them so that we can have their babies, to put them in zoos, to kill them so that we can wear their skin. Like, we do so much fucked up shit to animals, and all we're saying is, let's respect all of them, because we reached a point in our society where we don't need to do any of it.
I agree, but just to throw a spanner in the works, but just talking about orcas, and how do you wrestle your consciousness with that between an animal like the orca, who basically the different ecotypes have different ways and different diets and stuff, and it's other animals kill other animals or something for sustenance.
Right.
What's the what's the counter argument from you guys on that? I'm not trying to be.
No, it's a good question. It's very valid. So they're simply not in a position to make that choice, right? Okay. As far as I know, I think orcas, they're carnivores. They need to eat other fish in order to survive.
Whereas we don't.
So biologically, they don't have that. They don't even have that option. Yeah. And even if they had the option, they still don't have like the cognitive capability to go and really reason about these things, right? It's also like the reason why it's so hard for us to get other people to see our point of view, the vegan point of view, is because so many people lack cognitive empathy. So we have effective empathy, right? Like if I would kick an animal here, you would feel like, whoa, that's horrible, because you would feel it. But what's actually happening to these animals is happening, not there, but behind closed doors.
And it's far worse than kicking.
Yeah, it's worse than kicking. And so we have to cognitively create that empathy.
Reprogram.
Right, and it takes a lot of theory of mind of your brain to be able to create then a moral framework and then say, okay, let's not do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so animals, as far as I know, other animals simply don't have that capability. Maybe some apes do, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
Bonobos.
Maybe, yeah.
Bonobos have that. So bonobos know that bonobos can...
What's a bonobo? Sorry, actually.
Bonobo monkey. It's an ape. It's an ape.
The big nose.
I don't know exactly how they look like. All I know is that they're intelligent enough to empathize with situations and put themselves in situations that other indivials are, including humans.
Apes have lots of empathy.
Yeah,
that's
but most of the apes.
That's a weird argument also, because some of the apes have historically horrid, stories where some people, as an experiment, try to integrate them in like a society and show them how a human behaves. And then just because something happened that kind of like clicked the wrong chip, some of the apes went completely berserk, and there's documentaries, that explain.
I would say that's exactly the behavior.
But apes live in societies.
But that's exactly the behavior.
But they live in ape societies. If we want to make them live in our society, maybe it goes wrong, you know.
Plus,
But
that's
it's not-
exactly
it's not
the
super weird.
Plus, that's exactly the behavior of humans. You know, the minute cognitive dissonance sets in, all these conversations that we have with people, you see people start saying shit like, "Oh, I don't care." You show them a photo of a violence towards animals, and they're like, "Yummy, yum, yum." Of course, they don't think that way. But the minute that they have this cognitive dissonance sets in their brain, it's like they're no longer in control of what they say or what they do. So they behave totally differently. So
I mean, it's a defense mechanism.
it's a defense
Well, we
mechanism.
have barbaric ways, right? Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
You know, and actually, well, look at the slaughters now, actually.
I mean,
Yeah.
you guys sell off humans as being these cognitive,
No,
different.
I don't think we are.
And
No.
at the end of the day, we're all animals. Just
We're all animals.
Let's go 1,000 years ago, and we're, not 1,000
the
years
book
ago.
we
Actually,
talked about.
But you seem like pretty
if
cool
you
guy.
go 2,000 years ago, we were hunter-gatherers. We
Yeah,
basically
but
just
that doesn't
survived like
mean
that.
that we should continue, right?
No, absolutely,
And just
absolutely.
because other animals do it also doesn't mean that we are then allowed to do it, right?
Yeah, because other animals do rape each other. They do all sorts of weird shit.
One of the
Yeah.
closest mammals, to
Yeah.
humans, and they
But we
literally
find
kill
that
off
wrong.
babies to-
We find that wrong and we don't do it. So we have this moral system that we created. And what we're saying, if according to your own values, it's wrong to do it to a human, it should be wrong to do it to any other animal. So if you wouldn't eat human flesh, you shouldn't eat any other animal's flesh because you have the option not to. If you were in a situation on a deserted island, or say like the people who crushed in the Andes and they ended up cannibalizing, like eating some humans, I wouldn't say, hey, pure assholes or whatever. They did what they had to do to survive. But if then they go home, or if in their day-to-day they start killing and eating humans, I'd be like, hey, wait a minute, that's insane.
There's a place called jail and an asylum.
Yeah. So
Context
like,
matters, right?
yeah. So that's the whole thing. It's context, and in today's society where we can choose otherwise, choosing to exploit an innocent animal and kill them, I would say is just as bad as choosing to exploit a human and kill them, because we already know that they feel like us, and all the things that matter to us matter to them, their life matters to them. So to us to put them in that situation, and I'm not just talking about good or bad farming, because any form of farming is the same thing. It's taking an animal, breeding them when you want to breed them, feeding them what you think it's good to feed them, and when you think it's the right time, you kill them. It doesn't matter what the animal wants, you don't care what the animal feels, thinks, you just care what their body does. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's what farming is. So what we're saying is we wouldn't be okay with doing that to a human. Let's not do it to an animal.
I like it.
Like it.
for this.
Let me
Well,
give you some
thank you,
cards.
guys.
Let me give you
Nice
guys
to
some
meet you, by the way.
cards.
So
you too. Thank you.
At the vegan temple bar.
Yeah, now we have a recommendation.
What's
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
I want the symbolism for these.
I'll explain in a second.
Cheers.
So let me just tell you, this is Dominion is the documentary that Lobo was talking about, and if you can't watch that, I personally couldn't watch more than 5 minutes. The most important speech you'll ever hear is the next best thing that's right afterwards. Can you guys promise me you'll watch one of these too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I can't promise I'll watch this one, but
That's okay. One of them.
Good, but I'll listen to this
One
speech,
of
yeah.
them. Yeah. So I'll tell you real quick. So this is a hyperfine transition of the hydrogen atom. You see this hydrogen, there's two atoms, it's a hydrogen molecule. And sometimes the electron switches polarity, or I forgot what it's called. They do this weird thing. And that emits a wavelength that's emits a wave whose wavelength is 21 centimeters. If you square that and multiply it by this number in binary, this is theoretically gray. It gives you the radius of the sun, which is also gray. And then the third planet from the sun spun around by this number in binary, which is 27, which is when I got the tattoo.
Love it.
Yeah, it's a whole story.
That's
Ever.
Proper
Proper explanation. That's brilliant. I love
It definitely gets me a lot of, like, when a girl asks me and I'm like, I tell them, it goes through it and they're like, whoa, I like that.
It's really
Yeah.
cool. It's
He's
not
raising us up now.
Yeah, because
that's awesome.
Oh, we've got a good picture.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
also
it's
to
symbolic.
understand the quantum physics behind it as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. as
Well, I understand as much as I need to for the tattoo.
Well, you're very
wouldn't say I
honest as well,
understand
you
more
know.
than that. Yeah.
Appreciate the honesty.
That's very, very cool. All right, guys.
Fuck yeah.
Keep doing a good job.
Have a great day, yeah.
We'll do.
Cheers.
Thanks so much.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one. You also have my YouTube channel there if you want to listen back to the conversation. Yeah.
Awesome. We'll check in. Right?
Love it. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
How did you feel about that conversation?
Great. My faith in humanity is not just restored, but I'm positively enthusiastic about it now.
So I normally would hold them more accountable, but I went with how you felt about it, and I left it at that.
Well, if somebody is at the level that they are willing to admit that they're a hypocrite, then I feel you give them the tools, and you just show them it's all possible and so on. Because all that's keeping them is not like the moral theory behind is already clear to them, but what's keeping them is like they think that it's a very big hurdle to take, like for whatever reason, people think it's very hard to be vegan or so.
You definitely had more of a connection with them, with that whole Yuri Harari is the
Yuval Harari.
Yuval Harari, and all the things you guys were talking about. It felt like you guys had a little bit more of a connection. I was just like there to emphasize on stuff. I feel like they worked well. Together.
It's very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Oh, there's this guy.
Oh.
What is this guy doing here?
I didn't expect him.
I'm live on YouTube, by the way. Yeah. You wanna have a conversation with us?
My office is here. I'm going to grab coffee.
Okay.
If you're still here, let's chat.
Okay. See you later, man. That's a friend. That's Dushan.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going home.
You're
now
going
I'm
home?
going to eat that Beyond Burger that's in my fridge.
Ah, nice,
Yeah.
nice. I'm also gonna stay. Maybe I'll just wait for Dushan to come and then. I'll
That
go.
was so cringe. I couldn't remember the name of the vegan temple bar, but I could remember that the Burger King is just around the corner.
Ah, okay.
And it sounds like, oh, he knows the Burger King, but he doesn't know.
But you
But
know
it's
the
actually-
Burger King because it's such a predominant.
It's because
chain,
of
huh?
the dichotomy, you know?
Yeah.
I'm still thinking of actually maybe filming there and then getting somebody who's going to the Burger King and then asking them like, hey, can I pay for your meal? But then it just has to be at this vegan temple bar. It's just around the corner, you know? And then film them afterwards and ask them like, hey,
Ask that at the
How
end
was it?
though, because you should do that for the people who are actually open. Because if you ask for closed-minded people, you're just wasting your money.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's also good content if they're close-minded.
Sure.
I actually did it before. It's in my YouTube channel, Kind Future. We did it with gelato, but that Burger King is actually still on my list of to-do outreach
Nice.
videos. Yeah,
Kind future, everybody.
Kind
I'll-
dash future. Yeah.
Kind dash future. I'll put it in the description afterwards. Yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure,
Same.
and see you
On Sunday?
No,
No, are you not coming to your own?
no, I'm not coming to my own outreach.
Oh, I
events.
see. You can't come.
I can't. Maybe next week squash. or
Maybe
so.
next week squash. Yeah.
The Punisher versus the Equalizer.
The Punisher versus the Equalizer. A lot of is the Punisher, everybody. I was the Equalizer. I tried to make it equal, but I didn't. I lost.
So the Punisher won.
The Punisher won.
Okay, bye bye.
See you, man. Yeah, that was great, Timur. I'm also not gonna stay for long. I have at 3 p.m. I have to be back home. I have like a hard stop, so that's why I started a little bit earlier. And a lot of Ike and I went squashing, and then we decided to come here, do a bit of outreach together. I asked him if he wants to do it. He said, yeah. So, perfect. It was nice. It's nice to have some, to have these awesome vegan people. Triggered by compassion. How is everybody doing today? How is everybody in the chat? I got a chance to talk to people in the chat today. Almost 100 likes. Hell yeah, everybody. Come on, let's get to 100 likes. Yeah, let's get to 100 likes. And let's get also to more subscribers if you're here. Hey, Martin. Nice to see you here. I'm happy you're here. Krillender. Good day, bro. Hey, Krillender. Yeah, it's a good day. It will be 27 degrees later today, so it's gonna be pretty hot. It's a pretty hot day for, end of September, Amsterdam. It's kind of surprisingly hot, but remember to like, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate that, Martin. Thank you. I definitely can't do without veggies and chicken. Well, you can definitely do without the chicken. It's pretty easy. You just replace the chicken with tofu, tempeh, or even plant-based chicken. You won't even taste the difference. You'll get just as much protein, just as much nutrition, and the difference will be that no animal will be exploited and killed for you. This day is a freaking gift this late into the year, says Anik. I don't know, Anik. The summer was really rough for me. It was way too hot for me, in my opinion. I know you're Dutch, Anik. I know you like the sun, you like all of this, but that's too much for me. It's a fucking beautiful day to be vegan. Every day is a beautiful day to be vegan. Every day it's a beautiful day to respect animals. Replace the chicken with chip gang. I'm so down. You wanna eat chip gang? Like people? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. It's a great spot by the canal. Yeah, it is. There's a lot of people here. Let me show you also a little bit around. This is Anne Frank's house. This one right here. It's made into a museum. And there's just a lot of people here waiting in line for Anne Frank's. But it's finally some shade here. I lost the hat that I put on you guys usually. But that's okay. That's okay. So true, I'll cop. I like when you can go outside in breezy clothes and not shiver from the cold. Yeah, I like to feel shivery before I go to bed. I feel like that's my only contention. I don't mind the hotness, like it doesn't get that hot in the Netherlands. But if I go to bed, I like it to be really shivery outside. And then when I'm in bed, I feel like that coziness. It feels so cozy when you get under the blanket and you're like, ooh, the blanket is covering me and it's all good. 30,000 days, that's all we got. Go vegan. Kuka, is that true? Is that what? 365? Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, we only have around 30,000 days. Damn. When your brains are cold, you sleep better. Oh, you also sleep better, Erwin. That's true. Well, I sleep better because I can't sleep in heat, but yeah. Want to try a social experiment? Dude, we're gonna replace all the animals on our plates with woke vegans. So you're okay, you're in favor of exploiting and killing humans. Interesting. Oh, because they have a different idea to you. He's saying something I don't like. We should kill them. And eat them, of course, afterwards. But he's saying something we don't like, so we should kill them. No wonder they couldn't find Anne Frank. Her house was massive. I don't think this is her house. I think this is where she hid, and I think they changed it so that it became a museum. You know, it's not that big. I don't think it was as big then. We sleep better because we are vegan. I'll 100% tell you that. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. No, thank you. Charlie Kirk was a person who was in favor of animal exploitation. He was in favor of women having less rights. He was not a nice person, man. I don't like the fact that he got killed. I don't like that, but I don't like that not because of who he was as a person, but because he was an individual who didn't deserve that. Veganism is a philosophy and a way of living which seeks to exclude as far as is possible and practicable all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals. Hell yeah, Draculum. Respect the dead. No, I will not respect the dead. Do you respect Hitler because he's dead? No. There you go. That's one example of a dead you should not respect. Just because somebody's dead doesn't mean you should respect them all of a sudden. What is this nonsense? Somebody told you that and now you're just taking it for granted. Respect your elders, respect the dead. No, you respect the individuals who deserve respect. And respect, of course, it depends on the context and what you mean by respect. Because I haven't been disrespectful toward Charlie Kirk at all. I think it sucks the fact that he killed. I don't think he deserved that to happen to him. But I don't agree with any of his ideas. I don't think any of his ideas were in any line with compassion, logical thinking, or moral values of any type. Hey, are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah, is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Okay, so let's go somewhere here so you're in view. You wanna come here so that you're in view also? What's your name?
My name is Carl.
Matthias.
Matthias and Carl.
Yeah.
Where are you guys from?
We're from Denmark.
Denmark. Did you just visit Anne Frank's house?
Yes.
Nice. How did you feel about it?
Well, it's a crazy story, and it's weird to be at the exact place where it all happens, and it's very like authentic. Yeah, it's a bit weird. It feels a bit weird.
I agree. I also just like the design of the museum. That makes sense. You know, you first see all the other rooms, and then you finally get to where they were hiding.
Actually, I haven't been inside. I've been living here for 10 years, but never been there. I should probably go.
It's a big tourist attraction, so I don't think many of the locals maybe go there.
Exactly. Let me ask you this. Do you think it's okay to discriminate based on somebody's ethnicity?
No.
Because that's what happened to her, right? She was discriminated against for being Jewish as a Jewish ethnicity.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the difficult question. Why is that wrong?
Well, because of people don't necessarily choose. It's hard for me to explain. I'm not that good at English, but it's people don't choose like where they come from. People don't choose what their parents believe.
Yeah.
and people being born into those kind of lives and being discriminated for something that they haven't done and for something that isn't a personality. I think that's very wrong, and that's a big problem.
I like that. I like what you're saying, and you're right about that. And let me tell you, I'm an animal rights activist. That's why I'm sitting here.
You're
on the
what,
street.
sir?
An animal rights activist.
Okay,
I fight for animals.
Yeah.
Do you think it's wrong, the fact that we discriminate on animals based on the species that they're born?
Well, I can see where you're going with that. I would say the kind of a counter argument for that would be to like, we are a species, like humans, we're a species. So we shouldn't discriminate each other. But I don't feel like we are, like the animals, I don't feel like they are, I don't feel like it's the same. Well,
they're both arbitrary, right? Discriminating based on ethnicity and discriminating based on species is nothing more than an arbitrary line that you say, well, it's okay to discriminate because they're not my kind. But so will a person who discriminates based on ethnicity would say, they're not my kind. They were not born like me.
Yeah.
So what's the difference there?
Yeah, it's a fair argument, I think. It's hard to argue against. I think it's just so normalized, and yeah, you don't really think of animals as like a fellow species. Like you don't think of them at the same level as a human.
But they are individuals. They do feel. They have emotions. They have an experience.
But do they feel just as much as we do? Do they like have a relation with their mother just like I have with my mother?
Well,
I don't think
depends on the animal, but
Yeah.
Some animals do want to have a relationship like that. We, however, take them away from their mothers, and we kill them if they're born male. So, you know, if you were born a cow right now, you would have been dead because you were born the wrong sex.
I fully get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think, sadly, we just draw a line there. And
But it's an arbitrary line,
and I
isn't
eat
it?
meat, and I'm a part of the industry that keeps that going that you're talking about. But
yeah,
at least I hope, or when I buy meat, I hope or I check if it's from a great place, if you can call it that,
But that's like choosing from like better ways to kill someone, like better ways to be a racist. Like that's a.
I like that.
Yeah,
Man. That's very well. You said my argument.
So I don't necessarily agree that we should completely stop, but I see where you're coming from and I get the point. But I think it's hard because.
Why is it hard? We have options. Why would that be hard? Because
first of all, there's a what would you say a health aspect of it.
We can be healthy with a plant-based
You can be healthy, but there are some vitamins and some things that you can only get out of meat unless.
That's not true.
That
I'm
is
a
true.
nutritionist. Which vitamins do you think you don't? You
Vitamin
can only get?
B12.
Well, B12 is actually you don't get it
pills.
from meat.
Yes, you do.
You have no. Let me explain. So B12, first of all, is not a vitamin that your body produces, just like it's not a vitamin that most animals produce. The reason why you get B12 from animal products is because farmers feed them B12 vitamin. Because B12 is common, is found in the ground. It's from a bacteria that's in the ground.
Yeah.
So because we did so much industrial farming, we fucked up the ground, and that bacteria no longer exists. So what's happening today is farmers feed B12 to the cows, to the animals, so that when they kill them, you get the B12. They don't do it for them because they kill them far before any form of B12 deficiency sets in. They do it because you would get it. So you're getting a second-hand vitamin anyway. So why not just get the vitamin yourself directly and no longer oppress an innocent animal? Because if it comes to taste, food can be fucking tasty.
Food
man.
can be, yeah, we come from a Danish school where they only serve us vegetarian food. And it's very good.
But dairy products are just as bad, by the way, right? I mean, cheese, eggs, milk, all of these products that are based on these ingredients or themselves, they still do the same thing to animals. They still enslave
what
and
would
kill
you say?
animals.
Because animals kill animals.
Yeah.
So is that the same level of wrong?
Yeah, it
would you
is.
say?
It's just that it is.
Or
It's
would
just
you put
that-
a lion in prison? Like, would you make a lion prison and put the lion inside the prison because
Let me tell
it
you
kills
right
an
here.
antelope, for example?
I
Would
wouldn't
you do that?
Let me explain. I'll explain. So I wouldn't, if a human child kills an animal, I wouldn't say, what the fuck are you doing? Because a human child
Because it's a
doesn't know
child.
any better.
Okay.
Yeah, an animal also doesn't know any better. So I wouldn't persecute an animal for doing
So you're
something they
comparing
didn't
a human
know.
child to an animal.
Yeah, I am. But and let me also tell you one thing. A lion does not have choices. We do. a lion is an obligate carnivore. They have to do it. They do it out of necessity. We don't. We do it because we want to. If we were about necessity, we would know that we can be healthy on a plant-based diet. Therefore, we don't need to do this to them. A lion does not have moral values like we do. But that's the main thing for me, because I still think that if we no longer exploit animals worldwide, at some point we should still tackle this idea that animals eat
So if you don't have moral values, like if you're not, for example, you say a baby, for example, they don't know that it's wrong.
Yeah.
So for example, Hitler, he didn't know that it was wrong. He thought it was right. He thought he was doing something good.
Yeah.
So what about him? Should he not be like imprisoned or killed for that he did?
No, he should. But
he didn't know.
Well,
he was just like the baby. He thought it was right.
Well, let me explain. The baby doesn't have moral values, right? Hitler does have moral values. Hitler was just inconsistent with his moral values.
I think I'll step out.
And
Thank you for this.
okay. And that's exactly the point that I'm trying to make, because moral consistency leads you to exactly what Hitler did.
Yeah.
If you're not morally consistent, you can draw arbitrary lines in the sand, because that's what he did. He drew an arbitrary line and said to somebody based on their ethnicity, it's okay to kill them, right? So that's where the moral inconsistency comes, because if you're saying, well, we can draw arbitrary lines and kill them, then Hitler should have been okay with the other way around happening and somebody killing him or killing their members, and he should find that moral. But nobody finds that moral, right? Like you wouldn't find it moral if I draw an arbitrary line and say, well, I don't know, Dutch people deserve to live, Danish people don't deserve to live. How is that relevant? It's not. It's just how I feel somehow, or how I was taught or something. Right?
Yeah.
So it's not morality is not, it is subjective, but it is objectively applied. So that means that when you make some values, you need to apply them independent of the subject.
Yeah.
And if you're changing the subject, you need to have some form of really good explanation for it, because you can't just say because I like it or because I want to, because then this defeats the purpose of morality.
Yeah. So what about like house pets? How do you feel about that? Is that
well, I'll tell you
what you're standing on that?
So I don't think it's right for us to breed animals into existence.
Wait, one sec. Drenge, går I nu eller hvad? Ja, jeg kommer. Kan I vente 1 minut? Jeg færdiggør den bare lige hurtigt.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
I understand you have to go. I'll respect your time. So with those animals, the reality is we shouldn't be breeding them into existence to use them as pets. I think that's wrong. But if there are animals who are here on this planet and we would kill them otherwise, or we would mistreat them or something, I don't think there's anything wrong with you adopting them and treating them as individuals. But if you're going to treat them like your property or like a slave or like just somebody.
And do you think we're like completely equal with the animals?
I don't think we're equal. I don't think any of us are completely equal when it comes to capabilities and all of it, right? Like I could say that a highly intelligent human being might bring way more to society than anybody else, and in that sense that maybe they're not equal in extrinsic value. But it's not about that. I think intrinsically what comes from within us, we are equal, because your life matters to you as much as my life matters to me, and as much as an animal's life matters to them.
Yeah, that's true.
The minute we take that away, we lose everything to us. We lose our whole existence, and that's the whole point of it. It's realizing that's why it's wrong.
Yeah, so I agree, but it's just such a weird way of thinking, because we don't normally like speak like this, and we don't think these thoughts.
It's true.
So it's
we don't.
But it's interesting and very interesting to speak with you. I've never heard that argument talking like animals have feelings and discrimination, and pretty cool. I don't know what's it called, like
location.
No, yeah, it's a pretty cool location, but the way that we come out of here and we talk about discrimination and is it wrong? Yes, it's wrong, and then you have a good counter argument. You have a good argument for that.
Hey, thank you. So I'll tell you this: there's a documentary here called Dominion, and the most important speech you'll ever hear is the next best thing. Dominion is
the most important speech I'll ever hear.
Yeah, it's the most important one.
It
is the most important one.
Okay.
I'll tell you this: whether it's the most important speech or not, you'll decide on that.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this: you'll enjoy listening to it.
Okay.
You'll definitely enjoy.
I will,
Can you promise me you'll watch that?
Yeah, I will promise you.
And can we do a small commitment, if you can, until you watch that? Just be plant-based until you watch it.
Okay. Yeah, we eat plant-based anyway because we're with the school. So where can I watch
Thank
this?
you so much.
YouTube
You have
channel?
my YouTube channel also
Sure.
over here, and you can listen to the conversation back.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Cheers. Have a good one. Open-minded guy. I like them. Oh, we hit that low. We hit over 100 likes. Everybody, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. I think I'll give it 10 more minutes, everybody. 10 more minutes. Nice guy. Hey, hey, Louis. Thank you so much. Haz is here. Oh, that's awesome. Haz is also an amazing animal rights activist, everybody. If you're following me and you're enjoying my conversations, I'm 100% sure that you'll enjoy Haz's conversations also. He goes live and does the same thing in Chicago, of all the places. Hey, Renee Ten Ho, thank you for being a member and thank you for being here. I eat mutton, beef, and venison. Yeah, you see, you covered the names. You eat exploited and slaughtered innocent sheep, cows, and deer. That's what you eat. You eat the flesh of innocent sentient beings who didn't want to die. How about calling them what they really are? How about calling them that? Also check Martin Kevin. Yeah, Martin Kevin is also doing things on YouTube these days, huh, Martin? I like that, Martin. You're doing more and more things. I like that. I like the shorts that you made. I always like hearing your voice, Martin. Your British accent is quite nice. How will you tackle animals eating each other? I guess you just came in here because you didn't listen to the same thing that the person said. It's pretty simple, really. Animals do it out of necessity. We don't do it out of necessity. Animals, we do it because we want to, not that we have options. So animals do it out of necessity. You know, most animals who kill other animals, they're obligate carnivores. We're not. We can survive and be healthy without eating animal products. Animals don't have options. We do. Animals don't have morals. We do. And you know what else? Animals don't bring into existence other animals to exploit and kill them. You want to have a conversation with me? Are you okay being live on YouTube?
How are you?
What's your name?
Tamal.
Tamal. Where are you from, Tamal?
From India.
From India.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tamal, I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for animals. How do you feel about animals? I'm laughing because there's Dushan over here. This guy, that's what he does, huh? He pushes everybody into like, yeah, like, I'm not going to do it, you do it.
Have you done
That's
it
what
with
this
him?
guy does. Say that again?
Have you done a session with him also?
No, I haven't done a session.
But it's more fun if he does it.
Yeah, it's always more fun if you push somebody else into it, isn't it? Yeah, so how do you feel about animals?
Of course, I love animals.
You love animals? Do you
Yeah.
think you can love animals while simultaneously pay for them to be exploited and killed for you?
No.
No. Do you consume any animal products like dairy, like eggs, like meat?
I do. I'm a non-vegetarian. Though I do eat meat and eggs.
Do you think in the production of those products, animals are exploited and killed for you?
Yeah, I do have followed about the meat industry and how it's exploitative, right?
Yeah.
And also I come from India, so I know, like, especially in the poultry industry, the condition for chicken or other animals is not great. Yeah.
So how do you leverage that with your values? Because your values say it's wrong, and yet your actions, you pay for it, so you support it. How does that work?
I know, right? But I see, like, eating meat as, my form of need for survival, right? My need for protein, but my need for nutrition as a human being,
But do you think you can get nutrition and be healthy without these products?
No, not really, because animal protein itself doesn't have a substitute with plant-based protein. It's a substitute at best, but not a one-to-one replacement. So, if,
What does that mean?
So you can substitute animal protein with plant protein and parts of it. But can you do a 100% replacement of natural?
Yeah, all essential amino acids are in plants as well as in animals. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it's not a one-to-one replacement, right?
It is, yeah. All essential amino acids are found in all plants, yeah.
Okay.
There's some absorption rate differences, but that you can account for that simply by eating a little bit more.
So, but would it also equal if I get, let's say, from 100 gram of protein, 100 gram of chicken or meat a day, a certain amount of protein.
So if you get 100 grams of chicken per day, there's a recent study that shows that if you eat 300 grams of chicken per week, you increase your chances of colorectal cancer by, what was it, 15% or something like that, so by a lot.
Okay.
So that's already unhealthy for you, but go on, what were you asking?
No, I was asking, like, would you have 100 gram of chicken, let's say, the amount of protein that you get, would 100 gram of lentils, for example, equate for the same thing, right?
No,
it
but you can.
increase the amount of
but you don't need to
consumption
think of food like that, right? Because plant-based foods have more water, so obviously they're going to weigh a little bit more than meat. So what you need to think about is protein per calories, because you have a fixed amount of calorie per day. So protein per calorie, there are better foods that are higher in protein per calorie than meat. Take, for instance, soy chunks are like 50% protein per calorie. PVP is 50%. But either way, like, doesn't matter. Like, I'm a bodybuilder and what do you call it? I lift heavy weight, huh?
Model.
Mortal?
Model.
I'm not a model, no.
Fashion model.
I'm just like a bodybuilder, and I also lift heavy. So I do push my body to the limits, and I can get all my protein requirements on a plant-based diet. So if I can do it, I'm pretty sure you can do it also.
Okay. So do have certain replacements that I use, like for dairy, like I've moved away to oat milk, for example. Even though like I'm not lactose intolerant, I know, but I've still moved away from certain things. Soya forms a heavy part of my diet, right? But there is certain need for animal meat that I feel, and again, it might be just my psychological bias because I'm 30 years of eating meat.
How do you know that it's a need?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that probably it's a psychological need because that's how I've been trained. That's my diet how has it been?
It's like a psychological need for ice cream or coffee, right? It's not an actual need. It's just something you want, right?
Exactly. Like I haven't really stayed away from meat ever in my life enough to be able to make a decision of
But he's also not able to date girls.
We'll go on. The fuck, man, live. Jesus Christ. But let me tell you. So first of all, far be it for me to care what you eat and how you do it, right? That's not the point here, because you can try and think about all the ways that what you eat, how you enjoy, and all that stuff, and you can justify that however you want. But I think that when we do an action that has a victim, we need to consider the victim's perspective also. So in this action, when you buy meat, when you buy these products, the victim is an innocent animal who gets exploited and killed for you. Do you think you should consider their perspective also?
Yeah, you do. You have to. And for us, as consumers, I think the amount of actionability that you can take is limited, right?
Yeah.
Right. Assuming that I don't change my diet.
Well, you are directly responsible for the animals that are killed and exploited for you. If you pay that money, your money will go to the exploitation and killing of an animal. It's not that you don't have control over it. You control it directly. You can choose to. This system may still exist if you don't pay in it.
Yeah.
But you will not pay for the system. You will no longer be the issue why the system exists. Right now, you're the reason why animals are put in this position.
It's like it's a statement that I can't completely agree with, right? As a consumer, I've been given.
You can't agree that you are responsible for it?
I believe that there are higher powers at play here, right? Putting it on the consumers instead of governments and even instead of business and everybody who profits from
you give
this
them
industry.
money. You give them money. So if you think that the problem is the people who profit from it, you give them the profit. You give them the money.
Imagine
so doesn't it start
when
with
I'm
you?
walking into an Albertine, right?
Yeah.
And assuming that I am a meat eater, right? That's a part of what I need as in my diet, right?
Part of what
I'm
you
used
want.
to. Part what I want, I stand corrected. What I want in my diet, right? Then I walk into an Albertine, I'm given 5 options. Like let's say I'm buying eggs, right? It's between like cheap eggs,
All of them are exploitative.
Yeah, exactly. But then they will rate it, or price it based on what's gone, what's organic, what's been fed well, right?
Just don't eat eggs.
Yeah, then you're asking me to change something that's that's what I want. In terms
but
of
if I want to eat your flesh, I don't think I should be allowed to eat your flesh. I don't think
but
I should be allowed
that responsibility, Who owns
I'm
that
responsible for my
responsibility?
choices. What do you mean? You're not responsible for your choices? Is anybody forcing you to consume these animal
if you
products?
don't want people to smoke, then you ban cigarettes, right? In the government,
No, because
right?
it's not about what you want to do. This is, again, you're exploiting and slaughtering an innocent animal. I don't care what you put in your mouth hole. I care about the fact that you're exploiting and slaughtering an innocent animal.
Yeah.
That's
no,
what I'm talking about. And your responsibility is there.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I'm not saying that there is a deniability of responsibility here. What I'm saying that the crux of the responsibility is so much with governments and businesses, right? Putting it on consumers, who are anyway limited on the amount of impact that we can do, is even though it sounds great, the impact that you can drive is so limited, right? The conversations that we should be having, in terms of like if you don't want to have people to smoke, right? Because it reduces.
No, it's not the same. So let me ask you this, because if I go to the government and the government starts forbidding you, what's the difference for you? You still can't buy eggs, you still can't buy all these animal products. You end up in the same situation where you have to choose something else. Why not make the choice directly?
No, absolutely. No, that's what I'm saying. That if you're giving people the choice to choose what they want to eat, if you're giving people the right to choose their
what
diet,
makes it moral for you to choose to exploit and slaughter an innocent animal?
because I'm not doing it, right?
You are supporting it, right?
I'm trying to reduce whatever I can in that way.
But what makes it moral for you to
Let me
support
tell you,
the exploitation and slaughter of an
you're
innocent
based out of
animal?
Amsterdam, right?
Yeah.
And you do fly out of this country to other places as well, right? So what gives you the right to fly and get to some plants cut
Who am
off
I
in that
exploiting
way.
when I'm doing that?
You're using up CO2 gases. You are causing. You increasing the CO2.
How is that relevant to animal rights?
No, but it's relevant, right? Like,
No,
because-
it's up. No,
because your
I strongly
activity-
disagree. Right? Yeah.
Your activity of taking the flight is contributing to the pollution, which is causing the entire every living being on the planet.
Existence is causing pollution. That doesn't mean anything. This is an appeal. This is called a nirvana fallacy, because you're saying if I can't be perfect, that might as well not try, isn't it? Well, you're contributing to the, or an appeal to hypocrisy or something, where you're saying because I'm flying, that means you should be exploiting animals.
No.
But how is that morally relevant?
No, first of all, this is not the nirvana fallacy here. I'm saying that I'm contributing to the extent that I contribute. I'm changing. I'm on a.
Well, you can choose to not contribute at all. I cannot choose not to fly to these places. My sister lives in US. If I want to see my sister, which is arguably a need to see my family members, I have to fly. If I want to see my parents, I have to fly to see them. So it's arguably a need. If I can choose something else, I will choose something else. It's the same thing, isn't it? It's about choice. But I'm not talking here about making choices that are complicated or something. This isn't a complicated choice. You go to a supermarket and pick up a food. I'm asking you to move 5 meters to the left and pick up a different food.
But then you're limiting the choice that I have as a consumer and as a human being.
Just like
right?
you're limited your choice by not eating dogs, orcas, whales, humans, women. You're so limited by what you eat, right? So why is it that you feel limited when you're choosing to respect the rights of these animals? I'm not limiting your consumers. I can't force you to do anything. I'm just saying what you're doing is immoral. Do you agree with that at least?
No.
Okay, so then
No,
please
I don't
explain
agree
to me
that-
how is it immoral?
Because what you're talking about is morals versus ethics, right? You're trying
No,
to govern.
it's not moral versus ethics.
No,
it's
you're
morals,
trying
full
to.
pon.
Morals is a person's individual system
Yeah, so
of what they
according to
think
your
is
values,
right.
why is it paying for an animal to be exploited and killed? How is that moral according
Because
to your values?
according to my values, I'm part of a food chain, right? It's what I need for me to survive
same
as a
reason you should-
natural carnivore.
So for the
right?
same reason you should be okay. You're not a natural carnivore, you're an omnivore that can be healthy on a plant-based diet. So for the same reason you should be okay with killing and eating dogs then, right? Are you okay with killing and eating dogs?
I'm not okay with it because they're not part of my diet, but I
Wait
know
a
that they're
minute,
a
why
part
aren't
of the
you
world.
okay with it? Is it immoral to kill and eat dogs?
Again, I said that you can call it unethical because of how you're
Well, how do
defining
you
society.
think? Is it immoral according to you to kill and eat dogs?
It's immoral for me because I'm not.
Okay,
you know,
so what's the morally significant difference between a cow and a dog that justifies the difference in treatment?
So again, I come from India. I can't talk about cows as well.
Well, you eat dairy products, so you pay for cows to be killed and exploited. So what's the morally significant difference between a chicken and a dog, or a pig and a dog, that justifies the difference in treatment?
I think you're misquoting me. I also said that I moved away from dairy and I now have oat milk based. Right?
I'm assuming you eat cheese?
I don't really.
How do
cheese.
we cut this? Should we have a meeting?
Sure. Sure.
But no.
But I really want to understand, what is the morally significant difference between a dog and a cow, or a dog and any other animal, that justifies the difference in treatment? Where you're saying it's moral to kill them for an optional product, but it's not moral to kill a dog for an optional
Because
product.
morals are somebody's own value system, right?
Yeah, but your
What you're
value
trying
system needs
put
to be
on me-
justified. It
No,
can't just
what
be
you're trying
logical.
to-
You can't, when you draw arbitrary lines in the sand, if you're okay with morals having arbitrary lines in the sand, then you should be okay with what Hitler did, because he did draw arbitrary lines in the sand and said people of Jewish ethnicity should not be alive. You're saying people of the species cow should not be alive. You're saying exactly the same thing. You're drawing arbitrary lines in
I'm
the
a
sand.
Hindu. If I get live caught saying that, I did not say anything about cows again. I know. I can't.
Well, if you eat dairy products, you're not respecting cows.
Again, you're misquoting me again now for the third time
I'm just
when I
saying,
said
if
that
you eat dairy products, I don't know what.
And I'm not going to talk about a dictator standing in front of Anne Frank's house. Yeah.
Yeah, but you understand that you're doing exactly the same thing, right?
Oh, no.
You don't understand it?
No,
So what is
absolutely
the
I
morally
disagree.
significant difference between a dog and a cow that justifies the difference in treatment?
You have to let me speak. You can't cut me off and then.
Well, I need you to answer this question.
I told you, morals are a person's own value system. What you are trying to define.
So what is the morally
ethics.
significant difference?
You are trying to
No.
define a
So what is the
sociological,
morally-
ethical
no,
system
I'm
on
asking
everybody,
according
which
to your
doesn't
value.
work.
No,
Which doesn't work.
I'm not asking you that. First of all,
doesn't
my
work.
question is, what is the morally significant difference between a dog and a cow that justifies the difference in values according to you? What is the trait?
I'll keep cows
What
out
is
of
the
it first of all. I'll
phenotype?
take
What
chicken,
is the
yeah.
phenotypical trait difference between a chicken and a dog that justifies the difference in treatment?
Yeah, maybe it's just the way that we are brought up, right? This is how the
So
way
it's
we
a
are.
culture.
It's a cultural thing, of course. It's a
Okay,
cultural
so do you
thing,
think culture dictates morality according to you?
right? Cultural dictates ethics. Ethics dictates morality.
Okay,
right?
so do you think that it is moral for the women who suffer from female genital mutilation in parts of Africa because it is a cultural thing to do so?
No, absolutely
Where they
not.
cut off their clitoris? Well, you should. Then you're being morally inconsistent. Do you understand? Because you're saying culture dictates morality. When I show you an example that you don't agree with that it is moral, then culture no longer dictates
No, I
morality.
said culture.
So does culture dictate morality or not?
I said culture dictates ethics.
And then you
right?
said ethics dictates morality.
And ethics end up your base for
So
morality.
does culture
right?
dictate morality?
No. As an Indian, I'm born with a certain culture and a certain ethical system, right?
Does culture dictate morality?
Right? No, but at the end,
So
what?
then it doesn't matter if it's cultural or not. What's the morally significant difference between a dog and a cow that justifies the difference in treatment?
A culture sets up your ethical system, right? But what you drive from morality is based on your life experience, your own learnings, your own education. It's much more complex.
So
than
what's
that.
the morally significant difference between a dog and a cow that justifies the difference in treatment?
Because I'm not brought in
Between a
brought up.
dog and a chicken, there you go.
I'm not brought up in a system or ever learned to harm a dog. In
So
any
it's
way or
about
eat
being
a-
brought. So then you would be okay if somebody was brought in a system where they kill and eat humans. Then you should find it moral because they were brought up in a system where they kill and eat humans, right? According to your own values, you're saying if you're brought up in a system where you learn one thing in that system, then that thing is moral to you. Therefore, that thing is moral. So that thing, somebody being brought in a system where they kill and eat humans, you should be okay because that should be moral to you. According to your
I've
values.
never been misquoted so many times in.
Do you
like
understand
5
that
minutes.
morality is objectively applied?
Morality is objective. No.
It's subjective, but objectively applied.
Absolutely disagree with that statement. Morality is very, very subjective.
It's subjective but objectively applied. Do you understand what objectively applied means?
No, please explain. How do you mean?
It means you
objectively
apply it independent of subject. It means you can't say I can't say
No.
it is moral for me to kill Indian people because I was brought up in a culture that kills Indian people. I can't say that. If I draw a distinction between the subjects, I have to have a good justification for the distinction between subjects. I can't just say, well, my morality says it's okay to kill them, therefore it is okay to kill them. Morality being subjective, it does not mean that everybody considers what they want to do. Morality, if you apply it, if you say it's wrong to kill individuals, you need to apply it to all individuals. You don't just apply it to the individuals that you like or don't like. That's
I
what
agree,
it means to
yeah.
be objectively applied. You agree with it, but then you're not consistent with it because if you say it's wrong to kill individuals, you pay for individuals to be killed for you, and yet you don't, and you find that moral even. So that's actually there's a logical contradiction there.
Okay, if you say so. Is my,
Well, I don't think you see it, but it is a logical contradiction.
No, I get your point. I get your point, right? Yeah, but
The contradiction stems from the fact that you're saying it is immoral to kill somebody. When I name somebody that you find moral to kill, then you're saying it's moral to kill them. When I ask you what's the difference between these two individuals that justifies the difference in treatment, you can't ask it, you say culture. Then when I say culture, does that culture really dictate whether something is moral or not? You say no. So then we end up in this place where there's no difference between them, yet you have a difference in view. So that's a contradiction.
Okay, if you say so.
It's
said
not if I say so. I literally cleared it
We
out
have a
for
meeting.
you.
We have to go. We really need to go. But this was a great discussion.
It was not a great discussion. It was not a great discussion. Stop exploiting animals, man.
Thank you so much for that.
Animals are individuals, you know. It's, if I show you this little thing right here, this little thing right here, this is the shit that you pay for. Well, it's cows. It's not cows because you said you respect cows for some reason, because you were told to respect cows. Sorry. But you should respect all sentient beings because all of them. This is what happens for eggs. This is the male chicks. You see this one? They get grinded up alive because they don't produce eggs. This is what happens to eggs. For what? You can choose something else. Just saying. Let's be logical and critical thinkers. Let's not just, somebody told me it's okay to do this, therefore I will do it. I don't have a really logical reason behind it, so I'll continue doing it.
I will change his fridge today.
You will change his fridge today. Sure.
Thanks, Chip.
Cheers. Have a good one.
Have a good one, man.
Yeah. You're addicted, man. Funny, the same factors we use to grant human consciousness all apply to other animals as well. Thank you so much, Rene. You are 100% right. Yeah. A friend of mine, this was a coworker of a friend of mine, Was I being too mean? Was I being too mean, everybody? Because I feel like I wasn't being too mean, was I? I don't feel like I was being too mean. I think I was very clearly just trying to show the logical contradiction in his view. But that's it, everyone. Selfish through and through, says DJ Ara. Chip is a hero in his own mind. PRSTNJ. I think I've repeated several times that I do not consider myself a hero. That, in fact, I do not like myself as a person. So please just stop for a second, okay? And when all of you people, all of you individuals who come in here, I'm disgusted by this conversation, says Alexandra. It was what it was, Alexandra. What would you have done differently, Alexandra? Let me ask you this. To all the trolls out there who are coming in and commenting, please be aware that I'm a human being behind this. I'm just here fighting for animal rights. And the fact that I'm holding accountable people for the actions that they're doing, which are actions that are immoral, exploiting and killing innocent animals, that doesn't mean you get a free pass at just shitting on me. Okay, I'm just saying. Alexandra says I would have sent him off way sooner. Yeah, I don't give up, Alexandra. I don't give up. You are a bully, bro. No, I am not. I am not. I'm pretty clearly trying to show logical consistency in people, and I'm defending animals. I think, PRSTNJ, you are way more of a bully for the fact that you exploit and slaughter small animals strictly because, why? Because they were born differently. I at least ask people about their choices. I at least hold people accountable for their choices. You, what do? You exploit and kill individuals based on how they're born. I would say you are more of a bully, don't you? So please stop doing that. I'm just saying, I don't care about you. I don't care who you are as an individual. Hey, for all I know, you may be somebody who's doing a lot of great things in the world. That's not the whole point of it. The whole point of it is for you to stop exploiting innocent animals. The whole point of it is for you to, be a decent human being and no longer exploit innocent individuals. Because you know what? Behind your choices, behind everything that you do, this is the shit that you pay for. This, right here. This is what you pay for. Violence, oppression, all of it. This is what you pay for, man. This is what you pay for. Just don't be that person. And no, I'm not triggered by you. I was more than anything triggered by this asshole's, asshole, whatever. This lack of an ability to understand logic. And the minute I show him the logical inconsistency in his values, he goes like, well, if you say so, as if, like, he wasn't even intellectually honest enough to say, yeah, you're right, there is a contradiction in my view, which is so insane to me. Like, it's just not a nice way to say it. Assholes is accurate. Yeah. Axel, I appreciate you, man. And thank you so much, Renee, for the donation. Thank you so much for everybody who donated. I didn't get a chance to see who was the last person to comment on the last stream, by the way. I haven't been at home today at all, everybody. It's 3 p.m. and I've only had breakfast at 7 a.m., a small breakfast, so I think I'm gonna go home and eat. I did gym and squash today, so people who say vegans don't have energy, I did gym and squash and barely ate today. It's insane. Speedy Draculum, thank you. Humans are not obligate carnivore, it's true. The definition of an individual single human being as distinct from a group, class, or family. The definition, I don't know what that is. You keep repeating that. Go get a burger chip, I'll buy it for you. You can donate if you want. PRSTNJ, I'm not gonna exploit an innocent animal no matter how much you donate. I'm not for sale. My values are not for sale, brother. I'm here defending, regardless if I defend animals or not, regardless if I speak up for them or not as an animal rights activist, I will 100%, my whole entire life will be vegan. Because I already tattooed it on my hand. It's already a decision. I don't take decisions like this lightly. The only way to be a decent human being is to be vegan, whether you like to hear it or not. That's the reality. Because the only way to truly respect every sentient being is to be vegan. You are not going to respect animals if you're not vegan. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you respect them? What exactly makes it okay to disrespect them? Because they were born in a body that you don't respect? Come on. Renee, go get a vegan burger. Here's money for it. Thank you, Renee. I appreciate you. Louis says cows are 100% individuals. They are. As long as you're feeling generous, we'll all have a vegan burger, please. Yeah, please have a vegan burger. please. I can eat a steak for dinner and still respect animals. No, you cannot. That doesn't make me hate my dog. There is no logic there. Well, XX Vegas Bud 702XX. Let me tell you right here. All animals does not mean your dog. Oh, of course you're going to be respecting your dog. Just like, you know, people who are racist might respect one person of color or might have a black friend. That's how they say it, right? I'm not racist, I have a black friend. That's exactly what you're saying right now. How can I not respect animals? I respect my dog. But you don't respect the animals that were oppressed for you. You don't respect the animals that are exploited and killed for you. That's not respect. Taking their life, their whole existence away, everything that mattered to them, all so that you can get some taste pleasure out of it. That's in no way respect, brother. I would say that's the most disrespectful thing you can do as an individual to somebody. Esther just texted me. Esther, I guess you're watching the stream. Thank you, Esther. No, but I gotta go home because I have a package coming that I have to sign for. Martin says, get 2 burgers. My God, everybody. Thank you so much. No, I'm not gonna get 2 burgers, but I'm gonna do something good with all this money. I promise you. I'm gonna do something good for the animals with all this money, okay? Chip is a millionaire after the stream, says Alexandra. Yeah, Alexandra, I'm already swimming in money. I'm just like... I eat cows I raised, they were very nice, and then they filled my fridge. Yeah, see, that's how you see them. You see them as objects. You treat them like objects. I raised them, I killed them, and now their flesh is in my fridge. Imagine saying that about a human being. That would be insane. But all of a sudden, if you say that about an individual who was not born human, was born a different species, all of a sudden, oh, I'm sorry. That's different somehow. God damn it, Renee. Thank you. Get 5 and feed a cow. Make me feel bad. Stop donating, everybody. Thank you, but stop donating. It's enough donations, everybody. But you're not saying it about a human being. I'm saying it about humans are animals, just like everybody else. Thank you so much, Renee. Jesus Christ, Renee. I see you donating so much these days, Renee. I hope you're okay. Then Einstein died. The Einstein diet after he switched his diet. Someone who respects their pet will call them by their name, not by their species, like dog. Also, good point. Imagine that. There's lots of sanctuaries who can never have enough cash. Yeah, I think maybe, you know, I still need to make money out of YouTube at some point, so maybe half of this I'll donate to a sanctuary. I don't know. The problem is I would donate all of it. It's just that if you guys donate to me, I will pay taxes to YouTube. So I don't want to keep giving money to YouTube. So instead of donating to me, everybody just donate to a sanctuaries, please. That would be much better. Well, I need it too, but a third, a quarter, a fifth of everything you donated help. Renee, way less than what you donated would be enough for me. I had a little savings fund anyway for sanctuaries. That's really cool, Anik. Alexandra says donate to activists directly. Donate to Alexandra. Alexandra does an amazing job. She does an amazing job. You know what, Alexandra? All of these donations that I got today, all of them, Alexandra, I will split them with you, okay? There you go. Problem solved. All of these donations, I will split them with Alexandra. Renee says, Alexandra, say no more. No, I also got donation from Renee. I won't take it. Yeah, Renee is making all of us feel bad, Alexandra. You take it, and that's what Renee does. Thank you so much. Such a ridiculous, funny thing, huh? Let me show you guys around a little bit, by the way. Yeah, so this is the canal, the beautiful canal. We're in Jordan, by the way, here. That's another nice canal that goes. There's a lot of these little canals in Jordan that are parallel, and then just going like this. People living in there. It's very beautiful. Let's give it to Tash Peterson. She needs it. Okay, Tash Peterson then. Half of it to Tash Peterson. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a beautiful scenery it has. You're right. And then this is the street. There are cars coming on the street, but you know, nobody likes cars. Then this is the Anne Frank house. Somebody just said something about a lion because as if they were a lion somehow, as if that justifies because a lion does it, that somehow makes it justified. Like, you're sure lions rape and do other stuff, and you don't find those justified, but this one is justified because a lion does it. Imagine that. And then there's a lot of people here waiting in line in front of Anne Frank's house. And then there's this nice little church over here. I don't even think it's a church anymore. I don't know what it is. And this is a mailbox, by the way. I'm right next to a mailbox. Yeah, Chip, go home, sign your parcel. I'm gonna go home right now, Louis. I just want to, you know, I really am grateful for everybody. Please give to that Joey Biden your position of carnivore diet. Is Joey Biden a carnivore diet? Do we have a carnivore person here? Joe Biden S. Okay, Joe Biden S. Me as a certified nutritionist, not even as an animal rights activist, I'll tell you right here, right now, please don't be stupid. Don't waste your health. Don't waste your life by being on a carnivore diet. You will end up having high ApoB, high LDLC, because we already know that a diet rich in saturated fat, rich in cholesterol, dietary cholesterol, will increase your LDLC. We all already know there's a high correlation between LDLC and ApoB, and we know there's a high correlation between high ApoB and heart disease. The number one killer worldwide, it's heart disease. Please don't buy into the bullshit that influencers are telling you. In fact, most of the carnivore influencers nowadays eat plants and plant-based products. You have seen them include, like, who was it, that last guy who said he's making animal-based pasta and he was using a zucchini? Like, come on, man. Just be smart about it. Don't be stupid. Don't buy into this bullshit. It is fuel for winter when there's no produce. Joe Biden S. Joe Biden S. Far be it from me to choose what you do with your health. Just be aware that I have warned you. You are gonna have health issues if you continue on a animal-based diet only. If you're going to continue being carnivore, you're going to have issues with your diet. You're going to have issues with your health. And you know what? I recognize that you can be healthy while eating animal products as you can be healthy without eating them. All I'm saying is the one where you don't eat them is far more ethical. There isn't animal being exploited and killed. PRSTNJ says no one eats just meat. Come on. PRSTNJ. This person right here says they're a carnivore, brother. Do you not know what a carnivore diet is? A carnivore diet is the shill of animal agriculture. A carnivore diet is the shill of animal agriculture. You only eat products that animal agriculture makes. It's a diet that literally makes you pay money to corporations. It's not only that you're brainwashed to think that's good, it is not. Stop being stupid. We have empirical evidence that it is not good for you. I am an omnivore. Yeah, so you can survive on both. That's the whole point. I think we're going to insult some people. Respect for all you do, and that goes for all the other vegans and animal rights activists that here, says DJ Ara. You're an idiot. Worry about yourself. Brother, I'm fighting for animal rights. Sometimes I also tell humans if I see them doing something stupid, especially for their health, I'm just giving them a warning. At the end of the day, if somebody wants to smoke, I can't tell them anything about it. At the end of the day, if somebody wants to eat cement, I can't hold you back from eating cement. Okay? All I'm saying as an animal rights activist is please don't oppress animals. Make whatever choices you want. Hell, if you want to eat your own shit, I don't give a shit. Okay? If you want to go and eat plastic, I don't care. I don't care what you eat. If you want to be healthy, I can help you with that, but I don't really care what you put through your mouth hole. I just care when you create victims that are oppressed as an animal rights activist. And when I'm here giving you a commentary on the carnivore diet, I'm just telling you as a certified nutritionist that you're doing something stupid for your health. If you want to continue doing it, as a certified nutritionist, you'll do it, but I'll tell you, you'll have issues with your health. As an animal rights activist, I'm also telling you that when you'll be doing that, you'll be exploiting and killing far more animals. Far more. Way more detrimental to the animals. Way more. So let's just, let's be empathetic and nice. Let's not be dicks. Growing food next to a road gives you carbon smog in your produce. Wait until you find out that we can wash vegetables. Anyway, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I appreciate everyone. It was nice to have a lot of bike here. It's always nice to have it. And thank you for all the donations. I will take half the donations and give them to, we said Tash Peterson. I'll do that. I hope you've learned something from this. I hope if you're not vegan, you at least are considering what's happening here. If you still need help, I'll drop some links in the description. There's a 3-minute video that you could watch. There's the documentary, there's Challenge 22. There's a lot of things here that you can watch. But the whole point of this is for you to respect other beings as you would want to be respected yourself, okay? Tash Pedersen, is that our Tasha? No, Anik, Tash Pedersen is vegan booty. No, not our Tasha, a different Tash. Chip, when will you be back online? Erwin, I think tomorrow I'll be back online. Yeah, most possibly. I could replace vegans more if you guys weren't so self-righteous. Look at me, look at how great I am. XX Vegas Bud 702XX. Did I ever mention how great I am? In fact, I think the conversation since we started speaking right now has been me telling you how much I don't like myself. Okay? So stop assuming that I think I'm great. I don't think I'm great, brother. I just think that you shouldn't be exploiting and slaughtering innocent animals. I think if there's one thing that I talk about, it's animals, not myself. Stop talking about me. Talk about the animals. Can you for a second, Vegas Bud, talk about the victims and not myself? Please, can you please do that? Can you just as an exercise, for the sake, like you exploit, you cut their throat, you kill them. Can you give them a little, at least the minimum consideration and talk about them at least for a second? Can you for a second talk about the victims of your choices, not myself? Can you? Thank you. He's not great. Your actions are just so shitty, says Renee. There you go, Renee. I'm not great. Your actions are just so shitty. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Draculum for being the first one in the last stream to comment. We have this contest. The first person who comments on the stream after I end it gets a shout out. Draculum was the first one last time, so thank you, Draculum, for that. Give you a shout out. Love your work, brother, says Michael, the vegan for animals. Michael, love that you're the vegan for animals. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Keep on coming by, even if you're not vegan. Keep coming back. Let's continue having these conversations. You know, maybe at some point it will stick. That's the whole point. And that's also why I enjoyed doing this with Lodovike. Because you see, he speaks differently than me. He has a different approach. And I think like that also kind of makes people hear a little bit differently, okay? I'll see you in the next one, which will probably be tomorrow. Respect animals. Speak up for them. And let's do our best, okay?